Hey, hi Adam. Hi Graham. How are you guys? Sorry, just sending out the message to all the Patreon supporters, and I'll be putting this out actually on Facebook here in just a moment. So give me one moment. I hope you guys are doing well. Adam, thank you for your great review the other day. I haven't had a chance to really talk about it, but I'm really, really happy that you enjoyed yourself and had fun with that that whole the Miho's live event. It was a lot of fun. How are you guys doing? Is everybody doing okay? Hope you guys are doing all right. Let me go ahead and put this out. Try to get this going. Just give me a moment so I can actually get this out, and then yeah, then we'll get going. I can't see the screen right now because I'm on Facebook trying to get this out. So give me guys just one moment. Okay, let's see where are we at here. Yeah, Kasame's release event should be a lot of fun. I have a great lineup for that. Hi Julio. Julio, thank you for tonight. You know what I'm talking about. Just saw it. You're the man. Thank you so much. Really, really, really thank you. That program is working out kind of well for me. It's actually been giving me a huge like breathing space. Gave me a lot of space last month, starting to give me one now. So glad you don't have COVID, Graham. Did you already have it like a couple months ago? Man, that would suck if you got it again. But I hope you're feeling okay. If you can't talk, yeah, it's better to just lay in bed and relax and just chill, man. Hopefully you feel better. Oh, of course, is it hot where you're at, Graham? Because I mean, here in Japan, it's like record temperatures. It's insane, and it's been absolutely like unbelievably hot here. Hi, Paul. How are you? Oh, always good to see Paul from Sweden. Yeah, things have just been insane. Um, so it could be the weather too, Graham. Maybe you're not feeling so well, and I hope you'll be okay. Yeah. So please try to recover yourself. So I just want to go through a couple things while people start to hopefully file in. But if this is all we have, that's fine. You guys, people can replay this later. I'm sure you guys will get online and talk about what I'm about to announce. So it's kind of important. Actually, I think it's very important. But a couple things. First of all, thank you guys for those of you that participated in Hisatsu Imomo's online Checky session with Emo PP. I was actually at Emo PP's final event tonight. That was insane. That was one of those shows at Akiba Colors. People were actually standing on chairs because they couldn't see anything. It was just from floor to wall. It was packed. It was unbelievable. And they Emo PP brought back their old members, Momoko, and they brought back Ramu and even Ukraine joined. It was insane. It was very emotional, very 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 sad, but in a good way. Girls just went so crazy. Fans went so crazy. I feel very lucky that Miho was asked to be part of that, considering she was the only solo idol I believe that played there. Um, I don't want to say Akiba Color is phasing out solo idols, but we've already been told like she can't play certain shows because she's a solo idol, which really sucks because they favor more groups there, but also it's hard to get that kind of a draw, I guess, which I understand, I respect, it's cool. I just never thought Akiba Colors would be the ones to tell us that, but that was kind of a surprise. But anyways, Miho was honored to be part of it. She's good friends with all the members of Emo PP, and I think her and Mirai-chan are even like friends outside of it or something, or they will be. They really like each other. I can't tell you how many times we played Akiba Colors and they were watching Miho's set, or they even came on stage and sang with Miho. So I mean, it was just nice to be there. So thank you for that. Let me see some of the comments here. UK weather fluctuates. Oh, that's probably doesn't help either, Graham. They go from up like good and bad. Oh man, not good. Yeah, people came out for the Checky session. That was great. 35. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty hot here. It got up to 40 degrees Celsius yesterday, I think, which is insane. Today it was like 35, 36 or something. Oh, Miho! Konnichiwa, konbanwa. Oyasumi. Miho had her show to Kiba Colors. Miho, Kiba Colors no live wa kyou wa dou deshita ka? Hi, Sven. Good to see you. Thank you, Adam. You've had Miho's album online on repeat all week. That's wonderful. By the way, we got quite a few of those sold. So when I see Miho next, oh yeah, it was amazing. Sold his name. Hi, Mario. Um, when Miho and me have a chance to meet again, Miho will sign all the CDs. We'll do the karaoke videos. We'll set up the private videos, and for the online live stream, don't worry, that will 100% happen. But I want to kind of combine it with something else, and you'll see what that is here momentarily. But yeah, Miho, たくさんコメントですね。You guys are so sweet to her. That's Okaeri. She had to go home after the show, so okay. おやすみ、おやすみ。いっぱい寝てください。みほ、幸せしてください。So, yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning into HKP's online checking session. We all love you too, Miho. So, it was very emotional tonight to say goodbye to Emo PP. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to feel about that. Mirai-chan, the leader of Emo PP, is the all-time #1 Checky seller on Idol Underworld, whose name isn't Miho or Hanako-san. But even if she's beat everybody pretty much. And I actually put one last batch of Checky up there for her to sell out, so it'll be kind of cool if that happens. But that's gonna be weird to not have her take her Checky, because I was taking like every single month. What are you gonna do? Julio, you guys are very sweet too. You guys are so sweet to her. Thank you. But I wish all the members good luck, and I'm sure I'll see them again in some form. I hope. Obviously, I'll see Noah PN because she's in Hisatsui Momomo, and they're still seemingly going pretty strong, which is great. I don't know what I'd do if they were out, because I just can't even imagine a world without Hisatsui Momomo. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, I have Checky folders. You're welcome to buy the personalized one from Miho. There's personalized ones from Hana or Miho, or you can get both, or you can get a regular one. I have all of them up for sale in Idol Underworld. I believe I still have some of the regular ones in stock. If not, I'll get some. It's not hard to get. So I really hope Emo PP will stay in Idol in some way. Those girls they're truly idols. They're meant to be idols. Really bummed and disappointed that they had to quit or be done now, but that's Idol. That's Idol culture. I guess I shouldn't be really disappointed, because that's just how it goes with idols. You have to be careful about who you attach yourself to and who you support, and not get too close, because it hurts when they go. It certainly happened to me. Happens to every Idol fan, I think. When an Idol leaves, your heart's broke. And what's worse is when the Idol leaves and like you don't ever see them. Like they're just gone. They're like in the ether somewhere. You never hear from them again. That's happened to a few idols that I've always wondered, like, what happened to them. I know I felt that way about Naota Aku when she left Kakrio. My heart was completely broke and trashed and destroyed. And then when she came back, I was fortunate enough, obviously, to work with her and do the photo book with her. And still to this day, we're very cool with each other. I don't know. It was it's hard to lose idols in this community. So hopefully Emo PP will be around to stay. Yeah, thank you so much. That was the other thing I want to talk about, actually, Adam, was thank you guys also for tuning in to Miho's live event at Gotanda G5. What did you guys think? I mean, obviously, Adam seemed to really like Tokyo PN and Kankaku Logic. Tokyo PN will be at Kasami-chan's live event on next month, which I am still trying to figure out how to live stream. I have to do a much better job than I did at Hana's birthday live, because that was awful. So I'm working on that. I can't afford to have iColony do that one. Well, I mean, I could if you guys bought enough tickets, but I'm scared to have iColony there because Heaven's Door is so like crazy, and I'm afraid with some of the two artist girls that are playing, Otsuyu and Immoralister, it's gonna get too insane with the cameras. Also, Hanako-san's there, and I just can't risk damage getting happen to the cameras. My camera I can set up as a one camera shot with my 4K camera. Working on that right now. I'm doing some testing on my other laptop, and it seems to be going good actually. I kind of want to take the whole thing down to Heaven's Door one of these nights and just test it and see, because if it works, then there won't be a problem. I can just do it myself. Also, Heaven's Door is down in the, a basement, which means basically crappy Wi-Fi, but it seems to be okay at Heaven's Door. It seems to be okay. I know where their router is. I'm thinking about actually buying an Ethernet cable that's long enough and string it up in the ceiling and running it to my camera if they'll let me. So, because if it's directly connected, then there won't be any issue. But working all that right now. That's sort of my goal the next 2 weeks, is to figure out that so that you guys get a quality stream. That it's only gonna be one camera, but I'll have it positioned really well, just like I did for the Koiwa Orpheus show I put on. So hopefully that'll be good. But anyways, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed the live stream. And yeah, Adam, I'm never doing Twitcasting again for a live event. No way. That was a good lesson, and I appreciate everybody being understanding about it. But that's not gonna happen again. The problem is, and I mean, I even think Necromas had this problem too, is like these live houses are down 10 floors into the basement of like building. I mean, it's like they're you could hide in them if a nuclear bomb hit Tokyo, because it's that like deep into the earth. So there's no Wi-Fi. I don't even know how the venues get Wi-Fi. And so it's just, I thought about getting like boosters or something, but there's not really that technology here. That's one of the big myths about Japan, is it has like tremendous tech, and that's not true at all. It's like third world country tech here when it comes to stuff like that. So I don't know. I have to figure that out. That's a goal. But if you guys really enjoyed Miho's live event, I would be very happy to know that. So it seems like you guys have. Julio still hasn't watched it. Shame on you, Julio. Shame on you. Bad, bad, bad. No, just kidding. Watch it whenever, man. Whenever. Whenever it's time. Oh, that's smart, actually. Well, of course, Ricky's a smart guy. So, yeah, like that makes sense. Having a backup camera. Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't have another 4K camera. That camera costs a fortune. But I also have never had any problem with it. When I did the Koiwa Orpheus show, that there was no issues with that. Once we got it up and running, you guys all seem to be pretty happy with the quality, and it looked good on my screen. So I'm kind of hoping for that. If I don't get that, my next goal is to find maybe somebody here who can do a little less involved than iColony. The problem with iColony is that they are the cheapest and they're the most professional. If you try to get anybody to do what they do, I have to pay like 6 times as much here, because what he does is basically offer the steal of a century when it comes to live streaming. I mean, it's still a lot, but it's not anywhere near what people try to make you pay here for live streaming. So the other option is, of course, to do it yourself, but I want to still make sure it's good quality. I want you guys to be part of the show and feel it. The problem at Heaven's Door, the other issue is everyone at Heaven's Door goes off the stage all the time and they're in the crowd. Now, I don't have a problem doing that, but I can't be manually focusing the camera all the time. I'm going to be running the whole thing. So I might need to find somebody who can actually man the camera and keep it on everybody. And also, I don't do autofocus. With the Lumix GH5, the autofocus is just shit. So I manually focus. And also, from doing my documentary, my movie, that's my thing. Like, I don't use autofocus. I've manual focus since day one. So manual focus requires you to do that. So I like to kind of have it on just like one shot, but I got to figure out how to place it high enough in the venue where it can get the front of the venue when people eventually run off the stage and go crazy. Tokyo PN, I think, is going to be real hard, because they always just take off into the crowd and go nuts. So we'll see. But that's later. Anyways, I'm hope you guys really enjoyed the live event with Miho. And again, thank you guys for supporting that. Also, You guys made the MV happen. There really are no words. I could sit here for 40 minutes and praise you guys, and that still wouldn't be even a half a second worth of the infinity amount of praise I want to give you for what you did. It really was unbelievable that we made the goal at the last moment. So Miho will be getting an MV. I'm going to send a message to everybody who made a purchase, and there will be a list that you can choose from, and you guys can decide what you guys want. And then whatever gets the most votes will get the nod. And then we'll do the filming of the MV as soon as Izumi-san and Miho can come up with the concept and the time for it. We aren't going to be offering Good Day. We already have Doubt, but we're not going to be offering Good Day. Me and Miho have an agreement that the very last thing she'll do as an idol will probably be to film an MV for Good Day, because we have a really big plan for that. So that won't be an option. But Come On, Knife of Words, Ito, Matryoshka, and new songs will be on the menu. So I'll be sending that email out shortly, and then I appreciate you guys can do that. So yeah, Graham, that's just I don't know, that's just how Tomiyasu-san likes to do it. I totally understand that. Me personally, I do kind of like just a one camera approach that I can just focus and I don't have to do this the whole time. But I also appreciate the fact that he's doing multiple cameras for the price he's asking. It's unbelievable. His whole setup, I don't know, but he's got he's got it down. And he does what he can. So I mean, it's a give or take. Some people really like that style. Works for some people, not for everybody. Hanako-san is on Kosame's bill. She will not be filmed. I'll ask her. I don't think she's gonna say yes. She's only really been filmed once or twice. I know she was filmed for a wrestling event because I was the person filming her. She asked me to come to that event and be her film person, which she totally destroyed me and that camera. Like, can you? I mean, she just really destroyed me, which was funny. We had all kinds of protection over that camera, and she still somehow got me destroyed. But that, and there's maybe one or two other times. Plus, of course, she was filmed for my documentary. She let me film her a couple times, which is extremely rare. And she destroyed my camera then too. She spit right on my camera, banana juice. I thought she broke it. I thought, oh, there goes my camera. But actually, my camera works great, no issue. I got lucky. She like shot noodles on me. I had noodles hanging off my hat and the camera, and I was just standing there like a stone. Everybody's laughing. I'm like, I gotta let this happen. And she spit right on my camera. It was amazing. It was the funniest thing ever. I mean, I can laugh about it now because nothing happened. So, yeah, honestly, the pricing is unreal, Adam. I mean, like, it's unbelievable. What Tomiyasu charges for iColony is the best deal ever when it comes to this. And also, he never has any problems with his live streams. Like, the only time he has a problem is when, idols jump off the stage and hit the cameras, or fans hit the cameras. Like, I think Tokyo Pien jumped off the stage and he can only do like a one camera shot for a while, or Kankaku Logic, that might have happened. So, he has to go run up there and fix the cameras. That's it. So that was cool, KFC thrown at you? That's funny. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna go nuts when she goes overseas, Adam. I mean, I don't even want to tell you the plan she has for that. It's too insane. So trust me, when she goes overseas, there will be chaos and pandemonium, and I can't wait for it. Boy, does she have something planned for all of you. Anyways, thank you again for Miho's and for reaching the MV tier. It was a surprise, Sven, and you guys timed it really well. And it boom, 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 all at the last minute. Hit Miho with that. Kasame's CD will be on sale shortly. Probably July 1st. I'm going to be putting it on sale. I wanted to put it on earlier, but there was some things that happened that couldn't happen. Everything's okay. It just couldn't happen. So probably July 1st, her CD will go on sale for crowdfunding. We'll have a similar kind of setup for her crowdfunding as well. Although she has some really interesting ideas about what to do for that. So again, because it's Kasame and she's a genius and she always thinks of crazy, crazy stuff. So as far as Miho's stuff, we will be eventually getting that all out to you. So just be patient with me on that. And then, yeah, we'll make sure we have all that out. Okay. So again, thank you guys. You guys were unbelievable. You guys were so supportive. I hope you'll do the same thing for Kasame next month. Heaven's Door, that show is going to be wild, and it's a great lineup. I got all of our friends to play. Hana and Miho will both be there. Diablo Boy, Lily Holly. If you like Diablo Boy, she's coming back. Lily Holly will be there. I got Pushke Toraga. They just recently had a one-man live at Ebisu Liquid Room, which is an accomplishment. And I thought when I went to I was invited by them to go there. When I went there, I thought there wasn't going to be anybody. That place was packed. They're playing. Okinawa Electric Girl Sayachan's playing. Tokyo PN, of course. Hanako. I mean, we have an amazing lineup. Kosame is Hanako-san's favorite idol. So, she really wanted to do this with her. So I feel just very honored that Hanako-san has really taken to Kasame and has like really loves what she's doing. So yeah, there'll be a lot more coming in all that regard. Kasame's got some big plans this year. I got a couple other huge announcements coming up this year that I did not expect. I'll be getting to that once it's time. But now is the time for the big announcement. Now, okay, now maybe I've hyped it up too much. I like to hype up a lot of stuff. I apologize if you guys are thinking, oh, that's it. Don't think that way. Be happy about this announcement. So as all of you know, there's a certain idol who graduated a few years ago from a group that you all love and support. And recently she's resurfaced with her own group. And long story short, they are coming to Idol Underworld. I am so happy and so proud to announce that Michelle, who is ex Necroma, who now is in the Devil's Killing Merry-Go-Round. We just call him Debbie Kiddu. Her and Roku-chan, who was in Last in My Cult, they are officially joining Idol Underworld, and I will be putting their stuff on sale really soon. Starting on July 1st, I will be selling their acrylic stands that they have on their site. They are pre-order only, and I'm only going to have a pre-order window for like about 10 days, but you can order those. They're actually pretty cheap. I will have Checky for you guys. You guys can buy as many Checkies you want. I will be able to have access to to have that Checky come and go. They are working on a CD right now. They only have a couple songs, so I am talking with them about doing a CDR. The CDR idea where they can just do what they have in a CDR and sign it. Thinking about that. They got other stuff in the works, but Michelle has a real passion for you guys and really wants to go overseas. She really wants to do a foreign tour. So when I had saw that she had surfaced with one of you guys alerted me, I didn't even know. I had reached out to her just to say, hey, if you ever need any help, but she got back to me like that. Long story short, I met her producer today. He's a first-time Idol producer. He's not been in the system of Idol at all. He's a band guy. So as soon as I knew he was a band guy, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great because we just right away because I'm a band dude. So dude is awesome. So I'm actually gonna be their Checky staff, I think, here in Tokyo for a lot of their shows. They've asked me to kind of be part of their whole thing, but I got to see Michelle and Roku tonight. They played at Shangri-La in Shimokuzawa. I had to go to their show, then go to Miho's show. I was going back and forth. It was crazy. But anyways, Michelle is very excited to be working back with me again. I'm very excited to be working with her. Of course, I've known Roku-chan from Last in My Cult. Never really talk with her, but I mean, we know each other. We're familiar with each other. They were wonderful tonight, by the way. I mean, if you like double bass in your songs, they got a lot of double bass and very heavy, but also very Idol. They definitely, the three songs that I heard, pretty impressive. And they played their one single that they've put out the video for. They played that twice today, which I was not complaining about because I like the little rap part in the middle. The little hip hop part's pretty cool. Michelle looked amazing on stage. So did Roku. Roku's got a crazy voice. And yeah, they look tight. The one thing I really liked, though, was Michelle was smiling the whole time. She had that huge smile on her face. I've missed so much. And so yeah, so they will be joining Idol Underworld probably this Friday. I will be selling their stuff. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. This is all going to lead towards doing a foreign tour eventually. that is mainly the reason why they recruited me, because they want to go overseas, and I'm totally happy to do that. Plus, I just wanted to help Michelle. I just figured, I've known her, forever, and I know that she really loves you guys a lot, and she's rather popular with the foreign fans. So I don't know, because of my connection to her from the past, I felt this would be a good thing. I still want to see the music, but I got to tell you, I like it. It's pretty darn good. And so they fit my tiers, cuz I only like to work with people that like I like. I won't work with a group just cuz they're popular with foreigners. Like, I think that's stupid. And I will never do that. Like, there's some people that do, I swear they just try to work with foreign, with idol groups that are popular foreigners because they know they can make money, and that's never been my thing. But in this case, I've known Michelle forever, and also, like, the music's great. Roku-chan, I have nothing but a lot of respect for, and because that's the first thing Michelle told me. She's like, I want to go overseas, like, as soon as possible. I'm like, okay, let's start with Idol Underworld. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, that first video was promising, but their live set actually, Sven, was pretty good. The other two songs are good. They're very, like, crowd friendly. Like, you're gonna be doing this the whole time, and the one song has a huge section with, like, double bass, and double bass makes this guy happy. I am a double bass grindcore kid, and so when I heard it was just like, it was just so massive in there. Shangri-La is a great place to hear your music because it's very metal friendly. They were also playing with Aphrodite today, so I got to see Yasumoto-san and talk with him, and heard some very cool news with them. More to come on that another time. But anyways, it was just very cool. It was just very, 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 very cool. Me and Michelle caught up a little bit, which was nice. Got to say hi to Roku-chan and catch up with her, which I really, like I said, I've never really actually talked with her, but it was nice to see her too. Their producer is great. He's a friendly, friendly guy. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. I mean, super friendly guy, and I really think there could be a chance that maybe I could work with them a long time. I hope. I hope I'm not reading into it. I hope everything felt good. They had another show tonight. They had two shows today, which is weird for, like, a Tuesday. But I wasn't able to go to their second show because Miho was at Emo Peepee's final show, and I had to run there after Debbie Kiddu's first set was done today. But I definitely was able to meet the producer and talk with him about Idol Underworld. We'll probably be doing an online checky session at some point here too, so you guys will be able to do an online checky session with Michelle and Roku. So be prepared for that. I have a pretty packed checky session schedule coming up. Okinawa Saya-chan's coming up next month. Hana-chan, of course, will be doing her monthly one. Miho will be announcing very shortly a special checky session in August. Last August we did a 400 checky challenge. This time it's even crazier. Not so much more, but just how we're gonna do it. And then Aphrodite, I'd like to do one more for them before they dissipate. Kankaku Logic really wants to do one, and My Best Friend and Planet After the Rain, their sister group, My Best Friend, really wants to do an online checky session. And then I have Special Cheese Menu and Zwarchi, they want to do one together. So many people are on the table for the checky session. I don't want to overload you guys with that, but they all really, really want to reach out to you. They keep asking me, and it's just like I try to space only one a month outside of my idols, but I don't know. I might have to double up the next couple months because there's just so many that are really asking for it. So I hope you guys don't mind that. But Debbie Kiddu, if you guys want Michelle to do one soon, hit me up with some messages. Let me know what you think about that, and if enough of you want it, I'll make it happen. So anyways, so there you go. Michelle's new group will be coming to Idol Underworld on Friday. And I will officially start selling their acrylic stands on Friday. They are pre-order only, so you can order those for pre-order, and then their producer will give me those once they're made, and that's good to go. I will be getting their checky, I hope, sometime soon. I thought I was getting it today. They didn't have it ready, so I will be getting their checky for sale shortly, and any other goods they decide to sell. Hopefully there'll be a lot more coming. But they just got started. They're brand new. Like I said, their producer's he's never done Idol before, so he's still learning the ropes. But I think he's gonna do great. He's a band guy. He comes from, like, the Visual K world, so we're gonna get along well, I think. So I'm very excited. So there you guys go. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. I'm also doing this as the monthly Patreon podcast, but I've kind of let it open to the public just because, want to get more people to be in this. But anyways, I hope you guys are happy with that. And, I hope that's a good announcement for you guys. And yeah, and I think Michelle and Roku, if they can keep it going, they're going to do really great. Michelle was very sweet when she was in Necroma. Michelle was a very happy surprise. Um, oh, that's great to know, Paul. Well, I mean, they want to come, believe me. And Michelle, she knows you, Paul. Like, I mean, I could have them come, when they're ready. So I don't know about Roku. I don't know what her status is. I don't even know if she has a passport. I'll have to talk to her about all that. Also, I don't know if they want to like mature a little bit before they go overseas. This is all just brand new, just happens today, but I'll ask them what their intentions are and what Michelle like wants to do and what the producer wants to do, like what their timeline is for going overseas. But they are 100% going overseas. I mean, they want to go more than just about anybody I talk with. Like that's all they talk about. So I definitely want to make that happen for them. And since I'm working with them now, I'd like to help them in any way possible to make that happen. Especially because Michelle, like when she was in Necroma, like we never really talked a lot when she was in Necroma, but we were always cool with each other. There was never any issue or anything. So she seems like she really is happy to see me, and I'm definitely happy to see her. It brought back a lot of memories, and Roku-chan, I was happy to see it brought back some memories too. So yeah, I think it'll be a good match, and depending on where they want to go, and how they end up doing here, we'll see. I mean, they're just getting started, so they're not like popular at all, really. But it's gonna be. They got a lot of shows coming up, a lot. So, I kind of want to give them a chance to mature first and see what their deal is, and we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, Michelle's very interesting. When she joined Necroma, Necroma very dark, very Majime, very serious, and then Michelle was this like big, bright, bubbly, crazy girl that like kind of didn't fit, but that's why she fit, if that made sense. And the best thing that ever happened when Necroma played some huge show. I mean, it was a massive show, and it was during Bupon, and she was just standing there, and she didn't really have anybody in her line. Like randomly and for no reason at all, she just yelled at the top of her lungs, like "fuck you!" And I'm just like, "Why did you say that?" And I was laughing so hard, I had tears coming out of my like eyes, and my like I literally almost fell down laughing. She saw that, and so she kept saying fuck you, and it was just like hysterical, just how she just had so much fun with that, and she got to be a fan favorite here. I mean, she definitely had people really appreciate her here. She had fans here that really latched on to her. It was insane. I don't know, but she was just having so much fun with that. So I was very happy about that. And she was a bright spot. She was a really bright spot, and kept us all smiling. She was a fun person to be around, and just very young. She's very wakai, and she's definitely a young person. And I mean that in the best possible way. Like she made us all feel young. I think. Anyways, it was cool. She was a cool person. That's right. You interviewed them. That's right, Adam. I totally shoot. It was 2018. Wow, time flies. They were at Hyper Japan in 2018. Wow. Seems like not yesterday, more like last week for me. So, wow, insane. But yeah, I hope you guys will take yeah, it was 2019, right? Or was it? I don't even remember. Anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter. It was a while ago, we'll say. But yeah, I hope that is a good announcement for you guys. I hope that you guys are happy about that. And as far as the other stuff goes, I have some stuff I'll be putting up on. Thank you, Sven. I'll have some stuff to put up on Idol Underworld here. Tokyo PN gave me a bunch of stuff, really cool stuff. And I have oh, And if that wasn't enough, I have a new group coming to Idol Underworld also right now. Senmetsu no Dystopia. So them and probably their sister group Irohani 1682 will be coming as well. But I took Cheki of the Senmetsu no Dystopia members the other day, and they will be coming to Idol Underworld as soon as I get a chance to put them up on the site. But they're great. If you like Kankaku Logic, their Senmetsu Dystopia's producer also works with Kankaku Logic and kind of like makes some of their songs and stuff. He's a really crazy um um he's a really crazy guitar player. I mean, he's a genius. Like, he's a super cool dude. Him and Miho actually know each other from several years ago. They were in the same gym show, and they were in the same. They worked together because that's back when Miho was an artist and not Idol, and he was an artist or whatever. So they both have made their way to Idol, and so when they saw each other, they were like, "Oh my god!" And so ever since then, we've been getting closer and closer with him. His name's Mao-san. And Mao-san, he's a great producer, really good guy. This group's great. They have a couple parts in their songs that are so cool, like where all the girls. There's this one part, one of their songs where all the girls in Senmetsu, they line up and then they do that. You know, the girls in Japan, how they'll like get down and then they'll do this back and forth with their hair. Like, that's how they headbang in Japan. Instead of going up and down, they do this. Well, all the girls get down in like this crouch position and they do that and they sway their whole bodies and they do it, and it just visually on that part, it's a breakdown. It looks so fucking cool. And so I just like their songs. It's very Kankaku Logic like. So they're also very, very close to Kankaku Logic. So Miho is very much welcome in that little world and that crowd. That crowd also likes Miho. So yeah, I think Kankaku Logic kind of do something similar. I wonder. I swear to God they share that song too, because sometimes I swear to God Kankaku Logic and Senmetsu play the same song sometimes. Anyways, Senmetsu is a natural fit for us. They're actually playing next month. Miho's sponsored Shusai at Space Cube. You can go check Miho's calendar, but Senmetsu no Dystopia is playing that along with Hana, Miho, Diablo Voy, Mimi Mew, who's a very, very, very cool solo idol that is from Saitama, who invited us to play her show in Saitama. Her was it her anniversary or birthday or something a couple of weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun actually. And then also Irohani, which is they're a 2-member group. They're the sister group of Senmetsu Dystopia. Their whole thing is they dress like men. They do the whole Ikemen cosplay, and they're really good at it, and they're great. And so they'll be coming to Idol Underworld too, I'm sure. So keep your eyes out for them. The girls are great. Also, Emma from Senmetsu has a sister group like that's self-produced. Her and I think it's another 2 or 3 girls. I will try to be getting them as well because Emma and Miho really like each other and they're cool with each other. And so Emma was asking Miho, like, hey, what about this? So let me see if I can get them as well. But these are the kind of groups I kind of want to work with. They all want to go overseas, of course. They all really are curious about foreign fans. They're not sure what to make about that because, like, they kind of have that whole filter a lot of people here have where they think Japan is the only country on the planet. And so I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just they just haven't been exposed a lot to foreign culture, I think, outside of what gets filtered into, Japanese society here via like pop culture. And so I think, though, the idea of them having foreign fans will be one of those like mind-blowing things like it was for Kankaku Logic. Once I finally convinced them, look, you guys can be popular overseas, it blew their minds. Like, I remember like when you guys reserved for them last October when I did that show in Shibuya, and they actually wanted to thank the people that were reserving for them personally because they couldn't even believe they had any online reservations. And then they did the online check-in session, and that really blew their minds. So, you know, some of these groups, I really want to introduce them to you guys because it's like they deserve your attention, and also like they're good. Like, that to me, Senmetsu Dystopia is kind of like a preview of 2023 Idol because I feel like they're just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. Their 1-year anniversary the other week that Miho played was packed. You couldn't even move in there, and everybody knew their stuff, and it had this like super high tension energy level that I have only seen you know um I've only seen it like, you know, bigger groups that are now really there at this point. Senmetsu's got that. There's like Kankaku Logic, Senmetsu no Dystopia, and then all the like kind of groups they play with. They all have a community of fans that share. They share. Miho's thankfully in that community, so she gets fans too, and it's just a good community. Like Luculia is in it. Luculia is a great group. They they're, I think, what's going to be what 2023 is going to look like here in Japan for Idol, if they all can stay together and keep going, which hopefully they do. Derek, I just had a buddy move to Ota City. I don't even know where Ota City is, man. Is that in Tokyo? Any recommendations for a live they should go to between now and Friday? Yeah. Oh, which group did you see? Oh, you saw Senmetsu. Yeah, their sound is crazy, and they're good. They're fun girls. Like, I mean, I took their checky the other day and talked to them, and it was quite an experience. So yeah, Tokyo. Well, if it's on the Tokyo Metro line, then I mean they can go anywhere to any show between now and Friday though. That's I don't know, because the next 2 days I'm basically offline doing some stuff I have to do. All the shows usually are on the weekends, but Akiba Colors always has shows, like almost like every day, like at Akiba Colors in Akihabara. So I would say check Hisatsue Momomo's Twitter, because I guarantee you either them or Bakushino are gonna have a show there, or somebody will have a show there, and it's always fun. It's always a good time, and that's real Idol. Like if you want like a real Idol experience, go to Akihabara. That's go to Akiba Colors. That's like the heart of Idol. That's like the deep, deep buried heart of Idol. That's not like in the popular venues in Shibuya or Shinjuku. So, hi Kent, good to see you, man. So I would say go to Akiba Colors, or well, check HKP's page to see if Hisatsue Momomo or Bakushino has a live event. They might not, because the event tonight was so massive and they were all on it. They might have like a day off or a break, but you can check. I feel like I'm missing somebody's big event that's tomorrow. I don't know. I'd have to check. But I would say try Akiba Colors first. Try there and see what that pulls up. Good question. But if your buddy moved there, you know, I would suggest they come to one of my events, or you know, I'm putting on 2 events next month. One at Heaven's Door on July 17th, and then the Space Cube Live the week after. And those are great. If your you know buddy's cash strapped, I'll put him on as a guest. It's not a big deal. Um, doing a work holiday thing. Well, I mean, if he's gonna be there next month, that would be great. Or Miho might have a show in the next week or two, or Hana might. So please come to that. I know Miho's playing Most American Fest, and I think Hana's playing that too. And Most American Fest is wonderful. It's always a good time. I believe it's Loft 10 or somewhere. Definitely go to that, because that is just amazing always. So, or it might be at Space Cube actually. I don't know. It's a one of them. So those would be like, check Miho's calendar. Tell him to check Miho's calendar and Hana's calendar. He's obviously welcome, and if he reserves for us, that would be great, because that gives Miho and Hana a chance to get paid, and then also that just helps us look good to the promoters. So, and we welcome foreigners. We welcome anybody, any foreigner who wants to come to our shows are always welcome to reserve with us and be treated well. Lately we've been doing free checkies for reservations, so you might even get a free checkie out of the reservation, which would be nice. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much all I had for my announcements and stuff. Tell Aussie with the fro. Well, just tell him to get in touch with me, man. I mean, just give him my Twitter or my email or something, and be like, "Yo, like, contact Eric." I'm happy to take care of him there. You know, especially if he's interested. Does he know Idol? If he's interested in Idol, I will definitely 100%. I will definitely 100%. You know, be able to help him with that. So. Oh, Kent, for your question, the digital release, those of you guys that got over the 5,000 mark, you guys will be getting that very soon. I've been busy the past 5 days with live events and just a million other things. But also, the only problem with that is, like, I had wanted to, like, when I do these things, I like, for example, like, let's say you order Miho's CD, but you order like some other idol group's thing and some other idol group's thing. I wait until the last thing that needs to be sent out can be sent out. So, for example, if Miho CD is a pre-order and you've been waiting 3 weeks because you pre-ordered her thing 3 weeks ago, but you also had on that order, let's say, Hisatsui Momo's Checky, I send them all together. You know what I mean? But if you know the digital release, it should be a problem. Hold on. Let me make a note of that. I could probably send those out tonight, actually, so you guys can get listening to that. Hold on. Send MP3s. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, Kent. I'll try to get that tonight. Okay. If I don't get it tonight, I'll definitely do it by Friday. Is that cool? So hopefully, that would be great. So. Oh, if your friend knows at least like Bandmate, then they might have some idea of Idol. But yeah, like I said, tell him about me, give him my contact information. You're welcome to give it to him, and tell him to get in touch with me. And if he wants to reserve for for my girls, it's never a problem. I'll help him. I'll hold his hand, not literally, but you know what I mean. Like I'll walk him through everything so that he doesn't have to feel weird. I can even meet him at the door and help him talk to him. Does he know Japanese? If he knows Japanese, he's gonna have a great time. If he doesn't, that's okay. I can help him. Anyways, yeah, I'll if it's no problem either tonight or Friday. But I'll try to send out those of you guys that had that upper tier. I'll send out the album as an MP3 album for you guys. And then of course, once Miho can get around to signing all the CDs and doing all the checky and the karaoke videos, and then we'll schedule the private checky stuff on, and then of course the live stream that'll all be coming here as soon as I can get them done. Let's see. Adam's question: what are your thoughts on Underground Idols at TIFF? The live streams usually just show the pop idols. The Underground Idols player is too pop. See, that's a tough question because, for example, a couple years ago at TIFF, Underground was considered Cyber and Migma Shelter. I mean, Cyber a couple years later was playing stadiums. Migma Shelter is like the biggest underground group you can ask for that hasn't quite hit mainstream to like Bish or Biss or any of the WAC groups have. I would say it's not too pop. It's who you know. Like there's a chance to get on it if you're like a no-name idol group, but you have to jump through 5 million hoops, and there's like, unless you got a lot of fans, you don't have a chance to get on it, or you have to know somebody. Like it's one of those like invite only type things, and so it's not that I don't know a lot of people in this business. I do. It's just that my girls aren't popular whatsoever in that regard. Like we're struggling to gain fans here because A, they have me as their producer. I'm a foreigner and I'm not trying to act Japanese. And B, like the music I'm making is very anti-idol. It's very like not quite idol. For example, I have solo idols. Most idols that do well here are in groups. Solo idols are not as big as you might think. I mean, some do obviously make it big, but groups are rule the day. I don't have groups because I wanted to stay away from that. Also, the music I'm making, it challenges people here to redefine what they think of as idol. That's all intentional, but it's so 2022 thinking. Everyone here is kind of stuck in 2006 thinking, 2004 thinking, that you kind of have a hard time getting people to do stuff that's new here. This is a lemmings culture. Everybody just follows the next person. So I'm not a leader in that regard. I'm trying to do my own thing and be creative as possible. And that creativity doesn't necessarily get rewarded here. It's more about, can you create a live event that the Japanese fans will feel comfortable enough to express themselves in an idol fashion? I don't really give a shit about that in a lot of ways. And so, my girls aren't like the most popular girls. With you guys, you all get it, of course, because it's also some of their music's very gaijin flavored. It's not like da dun da dun da dun da dun. Okay, here's the dun da dun da dun part. It's not. It kind of goes in and out. The biggest complaint I have from Japanese fans here is like, well, we like to clap along, but it changes all the time. Yeah, it's because I'm a progressive songwriter. That's the other thing. Idol's very much pop based, where it's like repeat, 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 repeat. Totally cool, get it. And I like songs that do that, but to be honest, I like progression. I like making songs have a lot of cool parts in it. And that's a throwback to who I was back in my day when I would write songs that had 56 guitar parts in it. That doesn't vibe well here. Like it does, but it doesn't. So, I'm working with a very difficult deck here as far as that goes. So getting on something like Tiff is that's never gonna happen. Like unless I know somebody that's like gonna throw me a bone, but that just it doesn't happen here. I mean Miho gets invited to a lot of shows. Like we just got invited to a show tonight from a very very fucking famous solo idol. So she's gonna play that show in September. So I'm really excited. Literally just off Twitter, hey, can Miho play the show? Checking this girl's Twitter, I'm like, holy shit! Like you got a lot of fucking followers. So yeah, we'll play it with you. So I mean, she does get invited regularly, but it's just she can't do a lot of shows due to life and other things. And that's another big problem I have is like my girls, they have lives. Like this isn't their full-time thing. So unless it's full-time, it's hard to gain that traction with fans here to the point where people here in Japan think you're popular. Like you have to grind hard here. Like a good example is Kankaku Logic. Like they have gone from this little group to huge group to now they're doing circuit events. Like if you watch the live stream for Miho's live stream, they asked right on the stage, hey Miho, can you play our circuit event in August? That event, Kotaro-chan from Kankaku setting the whole thing up. That's like several different venues, like 40 or 50 groups. Like that's insane. Circuit events are awesome here for idols because it things like you get like one ticket, you can go to all 3 venues or 4 venues or whatever. And that's really a good deal for an idol fan. But again, you got to be still kind of big to be on that. And for her to ask was like ridiculous, like amazing. And I don't know, like I think that's pretty cool. So the way that Kotaro-chan and Kankaku Logic got there is they play an insane amount of live events. I mean, an insane amount. Whereas my girls, they're weekend warriors, you know, like they don't necessarily play like event after event, and that's cool. I'm totally cool with that. Like that's our agreement, that's our plan. I don't look down on them for that. It's they have lives and I respect their lives, but that also makes my job incredibly difficult to get them more popular here because you have to grind so hard here in order for people to give a shit about you. And especially with our music, I don't got 4 super kawaii idol girls dressed in kawaii idol costumes singing kawaii idol music. Like I got a girl who's an insane dancer, and you know, I got a girl who is a death metal vocalist, and I have a girl who's a rock idol, and all 3 of them, their music is very much not fitting in comfortably in an idol mold. So you're a solo idol, you got a gaijin producer, you basically have music that we can't quite get into easily, and you don't play a lot. Road is very difficult. I don't care. I'm having a great time with my girls. They seem to be enjoying themselves. What we did this weekend for Miho is just proof that what I'm doing is, I think, working for them and working for you guys. And my passion and my focus has always been you guys, the foreign fans. You guys are the ones that have kept this all going. Without you, I'd have to quit being a producer here because there's really no Japanese fans. We have made a goal and a focus lately to get more Japanese fans. So, for example, I am trying to make more songs that are a little bit more idol friendly, even though, like I just said, I don't really care. But I have started to care a little bit because I've gotten the feedback from my idols saying, look, we'd like to have some songs like that, and we can blend them with the songs that you're writing that are not like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. If that's what you guys want, I can respect your wishes, and my job as a producer is to listen to you guys. So okay, so I have been writing with some people some stuff that's a little bit more idol friendly, like definitely has parts where you know where to mix and stuff. It's been a heck of a challenge though, because it's hard to be creative when you have these rules that you have to follow, but it's coming along. I got to be honest, the new songs are great. Kasami's never going to be that, but like her thing is definitely she's towing that line between artist and idol. I think for me, I'm more interested in creating a new space here in idol, like a new category, like a hafu, for example, half artist, half idol, like a artistal or something like that. We got to come up with a cool name for it, and I'll spread that and make that catchy. But that's basically like groups like Lily Kaona, who are actually ending this coming weekend, which I'm so bummed. They're you know, Okinawa Sayachan. You could argue maybe Hanako-san. Definitely my girls. The really walk that real fine line between artist and idol here in Japan. So again, to answer your question, just Tiff is a far cry for us unless we struck gold with some famous video that everybody likes, some music video, or some song that caught on with everybody. Miho's Good Day is pretty damn popular. Like, everybody knows it, everybody sings it. Ironically written by one of the dudes from Nogi, Zaka46, so of course everybody likes it. If Miho had like 4 more songs like Good Day, we could have a shot at getting her on TIFF. As far as auditioning, I don't know. They have some kind of process, but again, I think that's all for show, to be really honest with you, Adam. I don't think anybody that actually auditions on that has a chance in hell of getting on unless they got massive amounts of followers. Because I think it's a voting process, actually, and we're not going to win that. Hi, Dino. Good to hear and see you. Mi'kmaq Shelter's got a show at Sound Museum. Sound Museum Vision in Shibuya is a fantastic venue, right on the main strip there. Like, if you're at Hachiko's statue and you turn to go up the street towards Ichimaru-Q to go up towards Dogenzaka, it's on the other side. You wouldn't even know it's there. You go in that place. That place is amazing. Good sound, really cool venue. It's one of those stupid venues, though, that has columns in the middle of it, which never made any sense to me because you can't see behind those columns. So if it's really packed and you're unfortunate, like, to get behind that column, I'd ask for your money back. It's like, well, how are you going to see anything? But your Aussie mate definitely should go check out Mi'kmaq Shelter if he likes raving. They've gone really in the raving direction. Mi'kmaq Shelter is great. That's another group I'd like to work with. I should try to contact Tanaka-san and see if I could, but I don't know. I've stayed away just because Tanaka-san's really intimidating because he's such a genius, and I don't feel confident in my Japanese skills to be on their level. Also, I'm fearful. I don't know if this is true or not at all about them, so I apologize if I'm making it sound like it is. Let's just say I've worked with really, really super famous popular groups, and it's always feels like a job. It doesn't feel fun to me. I don't like going to shows where I feel like there's all this pressure, everybody's running around. Oh my god, it's like their heads are cut off. Like, they're always like, it's like all this pressure to like take some fucking pictures of these girls. It's like, chill out. And everybody, and if you have a bad group of staff, it's just a nightmare. Like, I don't want to be in that space. I like it when it's fun. The groups are good. I have a good rapport with the girls. I know Ray Ray, obviously, from when she was in They're Theirs. We have a loose connection. Miu, I've talked to her like once backstage. I talked with Brazil once. I don't have anything really in common with them other than I fucking love their old music. Obviously, I work with Yoniko. And Amarty, I was really, really all about. When I used to go to Mi'kmaq Shelter shows, I would go do Checky with Amarty. But I don't know if she's resurfaced or she's doing dance instruction. She was such a great dancer. I don't know. I don't really, and obviously I worked with Hamada System, so I worked with the girl from Mi'kmaq Shelter that got into that. But I don't know. That's sort of like an end goal for me to maybe get a group like Mi'kmaq Shelter on Idol Underworld. But I gotta be honest, I'm happy with who I have. Getting the big groups doesn't necessarily mean anything to me anymore. Like, it did a long time ago, but I realized a lot of these big groups are just headaches for me. I hate to say it, but like, they don't see my value and they don't realize what I can do for them. And it's never a good connection. And also, like I said, when I end up being their Checky staff and they just act so crazy, it's just a lot of frustration for me. And they're getting crazy over nothing, like really legit nothing. And that pressure, it's like they cave under that. I don't want to be part of that. Like, I don't need it. I like working. I actually feel like my voice is with these smaller groups like Senmetsu no Dystopia, who I guarantee nobody really knows outside of a few people. And unless, again, you follow Miho and what she's doing. And, I feel what I can contribute to this world is getting groups like that to blow up and become bigger and more aware from you guys. I think that's always been my thing. Like, a couple years ago when I did my birthday live event and Odoro played, none of you guys knew who Odoro was, and like, you guys all ended up loving Odoro. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's my space, like what I'm good at. And I like the big groups, don't get me wrong. There are some, like, I mean, again, Mi'kmaq Shelter, I love them. I'd be honored to work with them. It'd be funny to work with Ray after all these years. Tanaka-san, obviously, I respect. He was in my documentary. He was kind enough to do that. He was kind enough to let me do all the bell ring stuff. I definitely have a connection to them. But I just don't know if I'm quite ready to even begin to approach Tanaka-san and ask to be part of his world. I'd rather just respect it and keep a distance. So if that makes sense. But definitely go to the show. Have your friend go. My God, he'll have a blast. They're definitely one of the best live shows you'll ever see in your life. I've cried at their shows. I've danced my butt off at their shows. I've experienced deep emotional feelings when they play Compression Free and they do that dance in the middle where Mimi Mew's in the middle and the girls are doing this and all the girls are doing this weird. It's like I cry at that moment because it's one of the most artistic and visually beautiful things I've ever seen. And I saw them at Loft and I was right up front on the gate and Mimi Mew was right there in front of me, you know, high five and slapping me five, and then she did that in Compression Free. And I couldn't keep my emotions in check. It's literally a surreal experience to see them. So I would like to work them. I just, again, they're a little too intimidating, you know, so I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Long live solo idols. Thank you, Julio. Thank you, thank you, thank you. TIFF streams probably are expensive to watch. They're worth it though. There's a lot of great groups on TIFF. I mean, just because they're big, I mean, shit, watch them. I mean, these girls, they work hard to get there. A lot of these girls, it isn't handed to them, trust me. So I'm proud of the girls that do TIFF. I'm glad they're bringing TIFF back. That's wonderful. Like, it's been too long, man. And TIFF is a good time for idol fans. I mean, I've been to TIFF. It's hot usually. If they're gonna have an Odaiba again, I mean, that's basically you're getting baked out in the sun. There's no there's no support there for you in that regard, but it's a good time. Super happy Miho's getting an MV. So am I. I will be sending out an email shortly asking for your official vote for what song it'll be. So that'll be great. Kasami's CD will be up for pre-order probably on Friday. I'd wanted to get it up on Monday. Unfortunately, things happen and I wasn't able to do that. For once, it's not my fault. But that's all been worked out. I have the CDs here. They actually arrived from America. They are here, so there's no issue with shipping. I ordered them as early as I could, so you know they'll be up soon. The crowdfunding will be up. We'll have another goal to go for. This one won't be as crazy of a goal, but I also have a special surprise for Kasame's CD, and I'm really excited about that. Let's just say that. You guys are going to be very happy with that. So we have a very special surprise. Very special. So that'll be cool. Is it really hard to order from them? Really, Mario? I didn't know that. I thought, that's the other thing. I thought Migma Shelter had the whole foreign thing down. Like, I thought they had all that. They don't? Really? Because, like, I know, like, for example, I work with Trash Up, and Trash Up's been really good to me over the years, and their staff's great. Getting all Saka-sama's stuff, which, by the way, I should be getting Saka-sama's new CD soon, I think. You know, but I know for them, they've had a little bit of difficulty with foreign fans, which is one of the reasons why they asked to work, like, they wanted to work with me. Huh. I wonder if that's a way in for me then with Migma that actually would make sense to them. Like, if they have a hard time with people getting their stuff at their shop, maybe I can go in with them. But I'd have to be introduced somehow. Like, again, I know Tanaka-san, obviously, but I don't know him. Like, I've never actually sat down and just talked just with him. He's always so busy. He's so famous and popular. It's hard to even approach him. And so, that's a really... I didn't know that, Mario. Is it, like, super difficult? Because that could be a way in. I mean, I'd love to get Migma. Again, I mean, that would just be full circle with me. But, yeah, we'll see. There's one site, some groups, that app doesn't ship outside Japan. Can't remember the name of it, though. Interesting. Yeah, there's that, too. There's some sites that won't... Yeah, again, they don't realize there's a whole world of idol fans out there. But it would be very nice to to get involved with more groups that need my help. Like, I like to be helpful in that regard. So, you know, if there's, by the way, just as a side note, if any of you guys have any idol groups that you follow that you have no ability to get their items from their website due to just problems with the site or communication barrier, let me know. Maybe I can step in and help in that regard. I have to like my rules are I have to like the group, I have to like their music or like something about them, or have a personal connection to them where it makes sense to work with them. And they also have to not be crazy. Like, I don't want to work with groups that are just imbalance or have members quitting every 3 days, you know what I mean? But I don't know. If there's groups you have recommendations for me to try to see that might you think would be a good fit, let me know. Recently, Japanese fans have been giving me recommendations because they want to see the groups they like reaching the foreign fans, which I think is awesome. That's never quite happened before, but there's been some fans have actually approached me and been like, "Hey, can you work with this group? I really love them. I want to see them have more fans." Now that's a fan right there who says that. And so I'm giving that some serious thought with one group in particular I don't want to mention. I don't think you guys know them at all. I mean, they're really Japanese based, but they're huge here, huge. So maybe you know them. They're almost on a major idol level, I think. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily. I mean, I don't know, Adam. My interests vary. Trust me, I can get into kira kawaii idol groups just as much as I can get into deathcore groups. Like, um, it's about the whole package for me. It's not about necessarily the songs. It's. I mean, I have to like the songs at least to some degree. I don't want to be their staff and have to listen to them play like 6 songs I absolutely hate every night. But I also like, for example, if I like one of the members in the group, like she was in a group before and we have a good connection, I'll support that girl. Just for that reason alone, I'll work with them because I believe in the girl. So that's another reason way in for me. But yeah, if you got groups, mention them. Oh, bye, Kent. It's good to see you. Thank you so much, and thank you for everything you've done, for all the support you've given. It's unbelievable, and all of that goes for all of you that are watching. You guys are all absolutely fantastic, and have been beyond helpful to me in so many ways. This weekend was such a triumphant success with Miho reaching her music video goal, which I did not think was going to happen. Oh, Dino, you really like the Devil's Merry-Go-Round? Are you serious with Michelle and Roko-chan? Well, guess what? You just tuned in, right? Well, the reason why I'm doing this tonight is because they're coming to Idol Underworld, Dino. They'll be there on Friday. That was my big announcement tonight. So I actually saw Michelle and Roko-chan tonight at Shangri-La in Shimomo Kitazawa. I met them. Well, I met their producer, who's a first-time Idol producer, and I'll start selling their stuff on Friday. So Devil's Merry-Go-Round is coming to Idol Underworld on Friday. And I was happy to reconnect with Michelle, happy to reconnect a little bit with Roko-chan. Like I said, I haven't really known her that well, but like, I mean, we know each other. So yeah, they'll be coming. So if you're really liking them right now, get ready. I'll have, we're going to do the first thing I'm going to be selling is their acrylic stands. We'll be doing a pre-order for about a week or so on the acrylic stands starting on Friday. So get ready for that. And I'd like a big show. Their Checky will be coming soon. Maybe a CD, CDR. I'm trying to convince them to do a CDR, like a signed CDR, because I'm not sure when they'll actually release anything like physical. So yeah, I Devil's Merry-Go-Round 100% coming on Friday. Met them tonight, just to make sure everything was cool, and they're great. Their producer is super nice. He's a band guy, Visual K band dude, and because he's a band guy, me and him just instantly got along instantly. So it seems I've had a lot of luck with producers that are band guys, like Kesuke-san from Barry, he's a band guy. Jin-san from 15 Germ, he's a band guy. Aphrodite Yasumoto-san is a band guy. Anybody that's a band dude. Oh, Kono-san from Planet After the Rain, band guy. Those are my bread and butter guys. Like, those are the guys that like I'm able to have great connections with. And so I feel it's going to be good because also Devil's Merry-Go-Round really wants to go overseas. And that's another reason they want to work with me, because they see me maybe as a possible person that can help bring them over. Because again, it's all about who you know, it's who you trust. And I think because my past history of Michelle, and like I took her overseas, and everything's cool with us. I feel like maybe there's some ground there that we can build on to do more stuff in the future together, especially overseas. Also, I just me and Michelle, we get along. There's no issues. I like Roko-chan a lot. She's a really, really good person. Really fun to talk to. So yeah, it's gonna be, I hope a good future for me with them. We'll see. This is first reaction. You never know how these things go. It's Idol, so yeah, Dino, I don't really think they're taking that as a joke, to be honest with you, brother. They really want to go overseas. The very first thing Michelle told me when I talked with her, I want to go overseas. Okay, cool. First things first, let's get you introduced to the foreign fans. Let's get them knowing your music. Let's get some ground base in place before we just throw you overseas. I mean, yeah, everybody knows you, Michelle, but they don't know your new music. You don't want to go overseas and have them not like your songs or anything because they don't even know them. And it's not worth all the money it costs to bring you overseas if they don't know anything about you. So just other than you're just awesome. So they kind of agree with that, and I want to build them. We'll do an online checky session with them here, and then once that online checky session happens, I think that'll be really a lot of fun too. And oh, speak of the devil, there's their producer is literally messaging me right now. Oh, awesome, 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 cool. Yeah, so they're gonna be looking pretty good. Just what he just wrote me. So yeah, literally just messaged me right now. So what he just sent me is awesome. So thank you, Mario. Yeah, I know German Idol Society. I know Axel very well. Axel's a cool dude. Yeah, I'd love to bring him. I'd love to bring them over to Germany. We'll see. Again, it comes down to money. In Germany's case, love to do a tour there, but the plane tickets to go from Japan to Germany are absolutely insanely expensive. We need some kind of support. I don't have the money to bring them over, and I don't really want to gouge you guys on tickets. And even if I did, I don't think I could charge enough for the tickets to cover everything. I just did like kind of a rough itinerary for a tour that I'm, to Germany, just bare bones going to Germany with a couple idols, you're looking at like 12, 13,000 US dollars. I mean, what could I even ask for ticket wise that would pay for that? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's not easy. So somebody's got to step up in Germany to help out with the money if you guys really want that, because I can't afford to take them, and they certainly can't afford it. Crowdfunding, yeah, but I mean, again, like what could I mean, $13,000-$14,000 is not an easy amount to crowdfund. What can they even offer that would be worth that for you guys? You know what I mean? Like tickets, I mean, I did East Meets West Music Fest a couple years ago in Anaheim, and I would think I was charging like $1,000 something a ticket, and that worked. But that was the first time I ever did anything, and people were so happy and excited to see idols come to America that I think there was a lot of momentum for that, and I actually ended up breaking even on the whole tour and made money. So now I don't know. I mean, this is the grips I kind of want to take over. I don't know if they're going to have that kind of traction. And even then, I don't know what I could ask you guys to pay. Like, you guys willing to pay $1,000 a ticket? Because if that's the case, I only need 14 or 15 of you to buy a ticket, and then I can charge normal price for the rest of the tickets, but that's insane. Like, if you guys have the money and want to do it, I mean, literally, if I had 14 or $50,000 right now, I could do an idol tour, like literally get that set up today. Literally, not even joking. I could have something set up by this weekend. I could have something set up for the future. Obviously, we're not coming this weekend. That's too soon, but it's just money. It just comes down to money. Crowdfunding, thought about that. Still thinking about that for what I have in mind. I will be doing a foreign idol tour here soon, eventually. Not sure how, why, when, or where. Working on those details, but that's definitely in the books, because it's one of the reasons I'm just dying to get back out there. I'm dying to meet all of you. I'm dying to bring idols overseas. That makes sense given what I'm doing. Also, Miho really wants to go overseas. Since she's the idol queen, I mean, she sells more checky to you guys than anybody I've ever worked with, including Hanako-san. Although Hanako-san's a pretty close second. Although she might surpass Miho here soon. I don't know. But I mean, they're neck and neck. And as far as, Kasame, I mean, we'll see. She's got so much on her plate. I know she wants to meet all of you and go overseas, but we'll see. Hana definitely wants to go, but she's got other things going on too. But Miho's good to go. Obviously, there's other idols that want to go overseas, and they always ask me. They're always like, "Take us over." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let me just go book the tickets right now." Oh, wait a minute. I don't got $13,000 to do it. And I'm talking, that's for a few idols. If I actually get like a whole group, that's a whole other story. But, there is a path to it. That's all I'll say. Whether that path opens up or not, we'll see. I hope it does, and I hope when that path, if it does open up and I can make it happen, you guys will support it. And again, it just comes down to money, Mario. Honestly, I could literally be bringing idols over to Europe every weekend if I had the money. I have enough. I feel enough work put in with some of these groups that if I said, "Hey, let's go here and let's do this overseas," they wouldn't hesitate, because they know me, I know them, I've worked with them for years, or I'm starting to work with them, but we just have a good connection. It all comes down to that, just making sure the funds are in place so that we're not going over eating, convenience store, hot dogs and staying at hostels because the idols are not going to do that. And then of course the plane tickets are the big one. The plane tickets, if I didn't have to pay for the plane tickets, I could do crowdfunding for everything else. You know what I mean? But the plane tickets are the big problem. Get the plane tickets off the menu and everything else, the hotel, transportation, food, that's all easily covered in crowdfunding. Easily, I think. But how do you pay for a $2,000 plane ticket or a $1,600 plane ticket for one person? I mean, that's insane. So, what is there a way around that? I don't know. Unless, like I said, I get 13 or 14 people willing to pay like some stupid, crazy VIP experience ticket. And then, even what would I offer for that? Like, that would make you feel like you're getting your money's worth. There'd have to be a pretty good consensus about what I could offer at that amount that would even justify bringing that up. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if I want to do that because, you know, it brings negativity towards all of this. And again, if we're just going to do crowdfunding, I guess it's kind of the same thing if we have like a real high tier. But the problem is that high tier is usually a high tier for a reason, meaning like nobody ever hits it. Like only the most devoted or whatever would hit that tier. But in this case, I need just about everybody to hit that tier, and that's asking for a lot. I mean, it's a miracle that Miho even got the money she got to do an MV and sell as many CDs as she did. Although I don't know if I should call it a miracle. You guys were very supportive right from the beginning with her, and you continue to be supportive, and you made this weekend I had with her a total success. And surprisingly, we had a lot of people at the show too. A lot of guests came. We pulled out all the stops, and we got a lot of people there, so it was great. But getting that overseas in a way that you guys are all happy, you're getting what you need out of it. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could make the money up in Czechia, but then, like, the other thing I was thinking was, I'm not sure I understand your question, Adam. Can you rephrase it? Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the way you phrase it doesn't make any sense. The other idea I had was, saying, well, fuck it. We'll do a show over in Europe, and the Czechia sales alone will pay for everything, which that technically could happen, because if I bring certain idols, they're gonna do more Czechia than I can even imagine, and I'm not gonna have only like an hour of Czechia time. Like, I'll do 3 or 4 hours of Czechia with them. Like, if you guys want to keep throwing that money and doing Czechia with them, I'll keep the doors open. But I have to put that money up, and it's a huge risk. And on top of that, like, I don't have the money to put up for that. So, yeah, I don't know. Mario, that's a good question. How late in the day? Oh, it was midday. I got the amount, but I kept it a surprise from Miho. I didn't tell anybody. I thought it'd be a cool surprise to put at the end of her set. The problem is her set went way over time, so like I had to hurry up and make that announcement instead of like really saturating in it. So I was like, all right, you got the MV. Anyways, let's get all the girls out here for the Shugo Shashin, because she was like over time. She went on in her MC, and she really wanted to tell her story about her father. And I was like, all right, I ain't fucking with that. Like, if you're going to go over time for anything, that's what you go over time for. So I wasn't like mad or anything, but it also meant I couldn't go crazy with my big announcement. So anyways, yeah, it was like midday I got that. Any chance to get the audio video parts of Hana's shows? Okay, so the thing is, Hana has done the that dance song, that electronic dance song, and it's really great, and I'm really happy she does it. Obviously, it's going to get phased out the minute I can get her in the studio, because we have 2 songs done. There's 2 songs completely done. Like, it's just she has to get one song, all the lyrics are done, the singing parts. I just gotta get her in the studio. It's just whenever I can get her in. She's got a crazy busy next couple weeks. The other song, the music's done, the vocal line's done. Hana's writing lyrics for it right now, but she's really fast at writing lyrics, so that'll probably be done soon too. So she's got 2 on the way. Once those 2 are in the rotation, we have enough for a regular 20-minute set. She's never gonna do that song again. So I want to definitely get you guys that. The problem is like, obviously it's copyright. YouTube slams us on it. So for Hana's birthday live event, I sent that video to anybody who did the online Twitcast. I actually also recorded it on my camera. So I sent that out to everybody. So Mario, if you have Hana's birthday live, you definitely saw that because I sent that to everybody. So and maybe I'm mistaken. I thought I did. So yeah, it's a cover song. That's exactly it. Um, so yeah, that would be the way to get that. Yeah, then Mario, then you should have the song. You because I believe that was in her rotation. So I believe it was. So there was that, and then she did Dear Jay with Miho, I believe. And so Dear Jay is Itano Tomomi from AKB48. That's her solo song, her solo first single. So yeah, so both of those are there. Also on Tsukimiru, on Hana's debut, I also believe I had that recorded and sent it. I think. I want to say I did. I did it for Dear Jay, I believe. Um, I don't know if Hana's going to be ready by her next live event for the new songs. So there's a chance we might do that song again. And if there's room in the set to do it, I can do that and then film that. And then I can send you guys that privately if you want. That's not an issue. So yeah. Um, and I apologize we had to do that. Like that kind of sucks, I know. But it's just, YouTube and copyrights and crap like that. So it's kind of a big thing here. So, but it's pretty good. I mean, I don't want to say that and make you feel bad because you didn't see it, but Hana came out with a crazy good dance for it. But I don't know, her coming up with stuff like, how do I put it? She's so good at dancing, and I don't really have to give her much direction, which is great in that regard. Miho recently has been trying to do some dancing for stuff, so she might be bringing in that. Miho's gonna, I think, be in a dance competition in August, actually. So, yeah. So, also, Hana wants to do more live events where it's dance focused and not singing. So, I'm definitely trying to look into all of that for her. Yeah, Mario, she's the best. Like that girl can dance circles around the best of them. And I mean, Hana, if I'm not mistaken, she was at the Tokyo Dome. She was a backup dancer for Nogizaka 46, I believe. So she's played the Tokyo Dome. And I mean, she's not a stranger to dance. She's been dancing her whole life. Like that's who she is. And so all the music I'm making her, I'm trying to make it very dance friendly, dance heavy. Which again goes a little counter to the idol thing, but it also inserts her into the EDM world. So my goal for her is much bigger than idol. Like I also want her to play EDM festivals. Like Korea has a big EDM festival. I'd love for her to play that, or anywhere in the world, anywhere where there's an EDM festival. Like I think she would stand out, kind of like how Baby Metal stood out when they started playing all these shows with like Korn and Judas Priest and all these other fucking huge ass like regular regular metal groups or whatever. And then there's Baby Metal. I see Hana as being that in the EDM world. Like I can't. I mean, outside of Cyber, and Enigma Shelter, but Enigma Shelter's never really gone out to the foreign world. But Cyber's played with outside of Japan. But to me, I would love to get Hana on a EDM festival. It's called Boomtown EDM Festival. I mean, I don't know anybody or anything in the EDM world other than I've listened to obviously Skrillex, and I'm embarrassed to say that's it. Deadmau, Marshmello, I really like actually. There's a few. Yellow Claw. There's some that I really 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 like. Daft Punk, I guess, but more like the bigger ones. But anyways, I'm embarrassed to even say that. I was more into like trip hop, like Portishead. Portishead was huge for me. I'm the biggest Portishead fan. I wish that could be popular in Idol somehow. Lily Collin might have been the closest thing to that. And that's a stretch even saying that. But yeah, I want Hana to go to the EDM world. For Miho, I want her to be on like a rock event in America, like a rock tour where she's playing with normal rock musicians. For Kosame, obviously metal hardcore. I want her to get on a big metal hardcore festival or tour and just go and never look back. But some things will have to happen for that to happen, and that'll all be revealed next month. So I don't know, but that world, the metal hardcore world, is my world. I know that world. I come from that world. I still have contacts in that world, although whether or not they'll be amenable to me bringing some Japanese girl over to be a opener for them, I don't know. That wouldn't work. Yeah, Warped Tour would be fucking great for Miho. I think her music would fit very well there, actually. Although I don't know, because I haven't been following Warped Tour in a long time, and isn't Warped Tour over? Like, I don't think it's around anymore, is it? But yeah, any big festival, I'd love to throw. I mean, my girls would do those, I think. With enough time and stuff. I mean, we would be happy to reach out. Like, again, our focus has always been foreign, So, yeah, the more I think about it, Adam, I don't think it exists anymore. Yeah, see, yeah, I think it's done anymore. I think it closed its doors a while ago. But good suggestion nonetheless. I mean, if it was around, sure. But yeah, I also kind of have this like cool idea in my head of like Hana doing like a underground EDM like circuit tour like overseas, like where she plays like a bunch of EDM clubs and people go crazy for her because she's this cute Japanese girl that like has crazy EDM parts in her songs. Like I saw some footage of Femme when Femme played this bar in America, and people lost their fucking minds to Femme when they did "Fuck Boys Get Money," and I could see that. Or Perfume. I mean, my God, look at what Perfume did. So I think Hana has a shot at that if I can get her to grind and really hit this. We're not grinding right now though, because again, she's got a life, and also I have to write her songs and get her songs written with the songwriters, and it's just very difficult. Um, yeah, Femme is fucking amazing. Those girls are insane. Fuck Boys Get Money is like one of the greatest songs ever written. So they play with Love Bites, so that's great. South by Southwest would be good, but yeah, I don't know if they even have spots for foreign acts. Also, that's a bit of a pain in the ass to play, for a lot of different reasons. Like, just the visa alone to play that would be a ridiculous amount of money because you can't sneak in and play. They're so good at catching people trying to sneak in. And also, there's not really anything you get out of that other than the exposure, which that is certainly good. But I've also heard bad stories about South by Southwest in terms of like people thinking that was going to be good for them and it didn't do anything. Of course my girls would play, but again, I think there's such high competition for that. I think Hana and Miho are definitely going to have a better shot at getting some kind of a festival spot in Europe first, or Korea maybe, or other parts of Asia. I mean, America is certainly, I mean, I know like I have a lot of contacts in New York City. I can get them shows on there like I think fairly quickly. But you know, Los Angeles too, I can do that. But it's got to be the right feel, the right tour, the right group of girls. Um I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how people react to Miho's CD. I'm definitely going to be trying to put that out even in mainstream and see if there's any bite, because I think some of those songs, they transcend Idol. They're kind of a little bit not quite in the Idol world. Like I said, she's a half Idol, half artist, which I think is great. So, thoughts on Perfume's new album coming up? I'm really conflicted, Adam. Their last album was my least favorite thing they've ever done. Cosmic Explorer was really pushing my patience with them. I'm a Game Triangle guy. Game Triangle Japan level 3. Like, I saw Perfume at the Tokyo Dome on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day on their level 3 tour, and that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. When they did the Cosmic Explorer tour, I went on every single date they had in America. I flew to every single event. That was rough. On the tour they did before that, uh they did Los Angeles and New York. I was at both shows, and in New York, I met them actually. I was in their fan club, and I got to meet them and shake their hands and talk to them. I'm actually on their DVD. Ichan Talks About Me. Perfume is my first love of Japanese music. Them and Utada Hikaru, my very first two exposures to anything Japanese. And I mean, I live and die with Perfume. I live and die. But this new album, like, a couple of the songs are great, but the problem is it just feels like there's not enough new songs on the album. Like it's just a bunch of singles that they put out over the past couple years, and like a couple new songs, I guess, to entice you into buying it. I fucking hate when they do that. Like, it's like give me a whole album full of new stuff. That being said, a couple of the songs I've heard, they're fucking amazing. They're great. Like they're like a throwback to the old Perfume era. So I'm not gonna complain about that. I don't know if they have any party bangers though. Like it sounds like it's chill music instead of like they're like real big dance songs, which I love, like Party Maker. You gotta love Party Maker or Edge. Edge is my favorite song by them, Mario. So me and you are Game and Edge. They're my two favorite tracks. Same here, Mario. I live and die with Game and Edge and Electro World. Game, Edge, Electro World. Those are my jams. Like put those on and and Nay. Nay, 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 da 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 da. I love that song so much. So all of that's good. Um, Side note, I'd love if Hana could play with Capsule. Boy, that would be great. Love me some Capsule. Everything they do just about is good. But yeah, as far as the new album goes, I'm definitely gonna get it when it gets on sale and I can afford it because their CDs cost so much money. So I'll wait till it ends up in like one of the shops here, book offs, or where it's like 800 yen or something, and I have the money to get it. So it'll be a while, a couple years before I probably even hear it, because I just don't have the money. But I definitely want it for sure. I have a birthday coming up in August. Somebody, anybody wants to get that for me? Utada's last Netflix show was amazing. The one from a few years ago. So I actually was at that show before I came to Japan. I had bought a ticket for that show, and I went to Saitama Super Arena and saw her. Very first time I ever saw Utada Hikaru. Cried my eyes out. That was one of the most amazing experiences of my life as well. Utada crushed it, and she was amazing. And that Netflix special captured it so fucking well. Side note, they just put up another thing for Utada, like I think some music sessions that have some of the songs from her latest album, which I still haven't got because again, no money. I really want to hear her new album. I just haven't had any money to get it. But yeah, Utada is the best. I mean, she's God. She is Kami. Yeah, Edge on the Triangle DVD, Dino. Tell me that isn't heaven, bro. Tell me that is not like your brain just explodes at the awesomeness of that motherfucking performance. Triangle's DVD Edge is the greatest thing on earth. Yeah, I remember seeing that and just playing it over and over again, tears streaming down my face because I couldn't believe something could transcend this world like that. You know? So yeah, so it's just yeah, I live and die with Perfume. I mean, even if I don't like the album, I still support them. I will always support them. They've been artists for what, 20 years, 20 plus years, and they're still doing it. And they still look amazing, and they still can dance. And they just, I mean, they're incredible. They're not human, I swear. Like they really, they've grown so much, and I'm just really happy for them. And I hope that they never stop. I know it's impossible. Everybody has to stop, but it'll be a weird day when Perfume's like, yeah, we're done, because Perfume's always been part of this. So, you know what I mean? Future Pop didn't do it for me. I didn't like. I don't think I liked a single song on that album, to be honest with you. And I hate to say that, I really do, but I just didn't do anything for me. Um, what's their new song with Plasma or something? Or they put it out last year. That was really good. It was a throwback to, like, it could have been on Triangle. It's so good. Utada's new album, I'm sure, is really great. Everything that girl does is great. I have every one of her albums. It's just that's the one I don't have because, like I said, since I got here, I've been so focused on My Girls and Idol. I literally, that's all I do every day. So yeah. Oh, that's the name of the album. But what's the song that they came out with? What was it? Was it last year or recently? Where they're driving in a car. They're driving in a car, and that song is so good. Um, I could definitely get down with that song. The problem for me is that I've been exposed to like thousands of artists that sound just like them now. Like it's like so many idol groups like have filled my brain with you know, just different feelings of music that, like, Perfume was a good starting point, but once I got into Idol, I realized the world is so much bigger here. Like that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm still in Japan today is the music scene here is batshit awesome. And even though it's a little bit back in the past on some regard, it's cool. It's like a cool back in the past in some regards. So like And then there's new stuff always coming up. It's a weird melding of old with new. It's just great. Polygon Wave. Thank you, Dino. That song is very much Triangle. Wouldn't you agree, Dino? That could have been on Triangle, like, easily. No, it's Polygon Wave. Dino got it. Dream Fighter gives me chills every single time when they start with that first part. Dun, 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 dun. I'm never mind. I can't sing. Birds, I think, just died in the sky right now. But anyways, yeah. Seeing them do Dream Fighter just live, how many times I saw them do it, like, yeah, blew me away. I agree. I mean, Story was pretty cool. But what Story ended up on Cosmic Explorer, I think. Yeah, no, Polygon Wave is just very vintage Perfume. Like, I've always said this, like, especially like groups like AKB48, and this is also now true for Perfume. Like, once you reach a certain level, you're repeating what you've done in the past. You have two choices. You can do something completely different and hope people go for it and hope it's good, or you can go backwards and write songs that really invoke your past and do that really good. And either one, I think fans that are your fans for a long time will love you. If you try to just do the same thing over and over again, that doesn't work. You have to take that vintage sound and do something new. And I think that's great. Yeah, their live production show was nuts when they had all the drones come out at the beginning, and you had all these drones rising on the stage. Unfortunately, in America, they ran into some problems with that. The Polygon Live show has this huge LED screen. Oh, I want to see that. I actually haven't seen the Polygon Live. I've only saw the MV. I threw it on in the background while I was working, and I was kind of blown away by how amazing it was and just the song. It kind of reminded me of Capsule's one song that they actually did almost the same exact MV where Yasutaka Nakata and Toshiko are like driving around a car. I can't remember, but it's actually the name. Is it Wave Runner? It's from the Wave Runner album. I can't remember, but it felt like the same exact video. So I was like, didn't really pay attention so much to the video, but the song was great. But I'd love to see that live. I bet you live, that's incredible. I think they're going on tour actually coming up here. God, I wish I could go. You can watch an Amazon Prime video. If I had Amazon Prime, Mario. But I sadly don't. Yeah. Because that costs money. Anyways, but that's good to know. Yeah, I really feel like Perfume has been a good jumping point. And what's really cool about Perfume, they were idols before. I don't know if anybody knew that, but they were Akihabara idols. Like they were like idols, I think, for like 2 seconds, but they still come from this world. So some of their songs could easily be turned into idol songs, I feel. And I think I've heard some idols cover their songs and people have mixed and chanted and danced to them. So I mean, gotta respect that. Plus the music's just awesome. Yasutaka Nakata. I met him at the Carrie Pama Pama concert in New York City many years ago. And he was just walking around. Nobody knew who he was. And I saw him. I was like, oh my God. So I went over and took a picture with him. Still have that picture on my phone, actually. And he was very shy and very quiet, but probably because I couldn't really say more than 2 words of Japanese to him. The person I was with who spoke Japanese could, but he was overwhelmed by that. NFTs? Yeah, that's annoying. And anything to deal with NFTs is annoying, and that's sad to hear that, that's the path they're taking. You know what Baby Metal should do? Come out with new fucking music and come out with a, solid set of songs that will make the Baby Metal fans go fucking nuts again. That might be the better choice. But Baby Metal has been kind of a dysfunctional thing for a couple years now, hasn't they? I mean, am I wrong in saying that, or am I completely off base? Would the Baby Metal fans disagree? I don't want to offend them because I respect and love Baby Metal to death. Actually, their guitar player, I wrote lyrics for one of his songs. He asked Omuro-san, he asked me to write lyrics for one of his songs. So I have ins with them, but I just don't know where they've been at as far as their minds have for when it comes to what they're trying to do, But then again, in fairness, the pandemic put a hold on what they do. They go overseas and they tour a lot. They couldn't do that for 2 years. Things get stagnant. So I don't think it's entirely their fault if that's the case. Also, maybe they might have some internal stuff going on, some struggles there. That happens. It happens. Unfortunately, it happens even to the best of them. But I think with Baby Metal, if I was in their camp and managing them, obviously the first thing I'd want to do is come up with the most amazing music in the world and give it to them so that the Baby Metal fans can be, happy about that. Jeez, I keep getting so many people messaging me. Wow. Um, Tokyo PN having uniforms kind of ruins the aesthetic for me. Just out of curiosity, what do you think they should have? Like, they've always had costumes. I mean, sometimes they come out in their shirts, but that's because they forgot. Like, some of them forget their uniforms, or they're doing something special. It's like a special set, but their main thing has always been costumes. Um, so I'm kind of confused by that statement. Um, Also, what do you mean by the aesthetic? Their aesthetic, they don't have one. Like, Tokyo PN is anything goes, anytime, anywhere. Like, they're insane. So, okay, yeah, that street clothes thing. Honestly, because they forgot their clothes. Like, they often forget their clothes, or they're just basically like, we don't give a fuck. Like, they like to dress up. Back then, they were dressing up mostly to kind of make fun of dressing up. I think now they're doing it more. They are getting a little more professional. But they lost Mayana when Mayana-chan was 80% of how crazy that group was. Mayana-chan was so nuts. So when she went off to do Choo Choo, like, that left it in Maiso's hands. And Maiso is still pretty nuts, but she's got to be in the mood to be nuts. Amika can get nuts. You know, Hiyori is the mom of the group. I mean, she's literally like 2 times older than all of them. Like, I think, like, she's trying to keep things a little constant, but it just depends on who's there and when's there. Like, if Nono's there, they get a little crazy. But it's just when Mayana left, like, a lot of that craziness left. Mayana was a pretty heavy drinker, and so everybody just kind of followed suit. And so with her not being there, it kind of definitely brought it down. But I still think they're great. Like, they still get people pretty nuts. Like, they still do a lot of nutty stuff, and you just got to catch them on the right day. Like, I saw Maiso get in the middle of a crowd, get down on the ground, take her shoe off and fling it at people, and then fling her socks at people's faces, and just spun around and like ninja kicked everybody. Like, it's insane. So yeah, I mean, you just got to get her in the right time. Yeah. See, I don't really know what's going on with Baby Metal. I've always loved and supported them. Loved what they've done. That kind of stuff happens, unfortunately, and I hope that Baby Metal will regain their popularity. I hope Baby Metal will I hope they'll get back because we need them. They've been a great ambassador of Idol for us. They've really gotten so many people into the Idol world because people eventually, once they start getting curious about Su Metal, they realize, oh, you're in Sakura Gakuin? What's that? It's an idol group? What's that? And then it's like they're basically like the marijuana of Idol. Like they're the gateway drugs. So I really, really want them to come back and help everybody, be directed towards the Idol rabbit hole so that people can fall down it and come join our world. Because the more the better. Um yeah, new album. I think what they need to do is get a new album, get a solid lineup, and just get out there and start playing. And everybody will fall back in line. As long as they got a couple bangers on there like they've had on their other albums, they'll be fine. Hiyori is definitely awesome, Julio. Hiyori is one of me and Hiyori. We have a really good friendship because like we both like Bell Ring Shoujo Girls Heart. So anytime I see her, we always catch up on our Bell Ring news, even though there isn't really a lot of news, but we always like doing that. So me and Hiyori we're connected through the power of Belderhaus. So very happy about that. She's so much fun. And I just like talking to Hiyori. She's definitely the most level-headed one out of them all. I like Maiso a lot because Maiso's always like lost in the clouds anytime I talk to her, but on stage she's such a boss, as you guys have seen. So it's such a cool, weird dynamic. Sabaton? I don't know who Sabaton is. Is that a group or something? Sorry, or is that a festival? Sorry, I'm so lost with that. But okay, I'll take your word for it. That's cool. That's really cool. Um, I mean, wouldn't it be cool, Baby Metal's been working on something. Oh, it's a normal metal group. Okay, that's why I don't know. Um, like if it would be really amazing if Baby Metal surprised us all and they're like, "We're back, bitches. We've been quiet because we were writing an album and it's amazing." Oh, they're Swedish metal. Ah, Swedish metal. Very cool. Well, shoot. I mean, you want metal? Swedes do it better than anybody. I swear. Them and who are the ones that do all the Black Death, like Black Death church stuff? Is that Finland, where they actually kill people? um, I can't remember. Black metal is awesome. Swedish metal. Swedish metal's fun. You saw them in Wacken. Were they good? Sven, did you like them? I will check them out. I like the name, so yeah, I'll check them out. Sorry, I've been little behind on my own music as far as what's relevant today because I'm so far down this idol hole. Tank on stage idea from Sab. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Did not know that. Nemless. That's another one that is just so much fun. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Baby Metal went back to their roots and did something like that first album, it'd be great. Ah, okay, 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 okay. That's wonderful. Ah, Norway. There we go. Norway is the one that has all the crazy black metal groups that take their music quite seriously. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Baby Metal is I think their fans are so loyal that even though they've kind of seemed like they've lost their direction, if they came out with an album tomorrow, I guarantee you, as long as it didn't suck ass, like everybody would be back on their bandwagon in 2 seconds, and that would be great because that means more people be talking about Idol and even indirectly, and that'd be so wonderful. Like I know Baby Metal played I think like a secret or private show at Rokomekon last year, I want to say, or something, or an anniversary show there, and there was all these cool pictures of like Baby Metal with the manager of Rokomekon because Baby Metal used to play there back in the day. It was so cool. What, a shopping basket? Like you mean like you put food in? Huh? Crazy. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, certain types of metal, Julio, is either going to do it for you or not. For me, what gets my blood going is like grindcore that goes into deathcore. Like grind and deathcore, you do that and you probably got me. My favorite group though in the whole world, like actually my favorite group is Glassjaw. And my favorite album that's ever been written by anybody in this world is Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Silence. I think that's the greatest album ever written. Um, I think maybe the second greatest album ever written is Yana Muse, Yana Koto Soto meets Bubble. But Glassjaw doesn't. I mean, they definitely hit a lot of violent stuff, but for me, if I'm at a show and I want to go crazy and have fun, I need that deathcore, like super bass drop, low breakdown, mixed in with hardcore, mixed in with metal, grind. When it's just like straight metal, like it's cool for like the first two songs. After that, I get bored. Although again, not saying that the technical artistry and wizardry those bands have to do that kind of thing isn't mind blowing to me. But as a guitar player, it's like, oh, that's cool. You can noodle, you can play scales. That's great. I never learned a single scale. And I was able to tour the world and do what I wanted to with my band because we tried to do something completely different. So, that's crazy to sell $100 lunchbox. But then again, or basket. But then again, fan merch has always been crazy. I mean, I've sold some crazy shit for idols. So, merch can be whatever a fan base needs it to be. And maybe they need the money. I don't know. Maybe that's all. They just want to do something different than a t-shirt. So, that's crazy. But at the same time, I mean, fans, if your fans are willing to be crazy with you, then why not go there? You got to make money somehow. But that is crazy. I believe it. I believe their prices are crazy. But maybe, again, I can't speak on this because I have no idea about Baby Metal merch prices. But what I wanted to say, like, they did lose. Yeah, see, there you go. I mean, what you just said. Amuse, you got to have somebody to replace their big money earner. But with Baby Metal, for example, how do I put it? Like, you got to make money, but here in Japan, it's not uncommon to charge like, $80 for a DVD with 5 songs on it, or $35 for a single with 1 song on it and a karaoke version. It's really not that uncommon. So what you guys might think is expensive is actually could be kind of normal here. Also, the fans here, when they like you, they love you. They'll mortgage their house for you, and the people here know that. So it's, I don't want to say taking advantage of fandom, but it's kind of like, if your demographic's willing to pay it, then what are you gonna do? So, oh, hi, Nick is here. He was lurking. How are you, Nick? Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. Hard for me to pick all-time favorite album. Emperor binge. Emperor is great. Jesus, that's old school. The last baby cost me $75 to ship from. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Blu-rays here are so expensive. I mean, massive. So again, I mean, just look at Perfume singles. Look how much those things cost, or their DVDs. Like, yeah, you can lurk and work. Lurk and work is the best thing in the world. I lurk and work all the time when I'm watching podcasts and stuff while I'm working here. So by all means, happy to have you here and good to hear from you. Really want to talk to you about old school Nintendo and stuff. Some stuff I have that I think you'd be interested in. So we'll have to definitely have a conversation offline about that, and hopefully soon. Anyways, I also need some recommendations from you, Nick, on YouTube channels to watch that are old retro game channels or old retro podcasts, because I'm running out of material to listen to when I'm working. So listen to, I swear, everything that's online about retro games. But yeah, so uh I think, when you compare prices, like I remember when I saw Yanamute for the first time. No, sorry, not the first time. Fourth or fifth time, and I went to their table and I was like, I want everything. They actually were like, really? And it cost me a fortune at that time. I got like their t-shirt, their first single that was like foil wrapped. I had like their towel or a DVD. It cost a fortune. And that's kind of normal here. It's just the price of fandom. Being an Idol fan is not a cheap thing. And you have to have money to like be like really diehard about the merch buying here. So what are you gonna do? So yes, please send me some links, Nick. I need some. Thank you. Do you watch Happy Console Gamer? Yes, that sounds familiar. Some of these channels I literally just have on the background. I don't even pay attention to who they are. If they're talking about a game I like, I'll just throw it on. So, but that sounds really familiar to me. So I'm really into retro games. I don't play them because I have no time, but that's my retirement plan. Whenever I'm done with all this nonsense and craziness, I think I'm just going to play video games the rest of my life. I have a Raspberry Pi, courtesy of a good friend, and I definitely want to play all these games from my past that really made me happy and do that. I literally want to be playing my favorite game when I die. Like, I just like, because I think that'd be the best way to go out. Because when I was 9 or 10 or something, I got a Nintendo and it changed my life. And prior to that Nintendo, I spent all my days outside riding my bike, playing Ninja with wiffle ball bats, beating the shit out of kids with wiffle ball bats and throwing Chinese stars at them, to going into the world of Nintendo. And I never wanted to go outside again. And my parents would force me to go outside. I'm like, I don't fucking want to go. Everything I love is right there in that little box called a Nintendo. Get out of here with that question? Chrono Trigger, come on. Chrono Trigger is one of the greatest games ever made. Although, side note, I've never actually beat it, and I kind of got bored with it halfway through. But definitely one of the best games ever. Final Fantasy VI. Are you referring to Final Fantasy III? Like in America? Because if that's the one you're talking about, I forget all the numbers. Then Final Fantasy III, no question. Played that game, beat it, love it. But actually, my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, no, 3. 3's Chrono Trigger is great, wonderful. No, I've never played Chrono Cross. Chrono Trigger is absolutely top of the game, top of the lineup. But Final Fantasy VII, I had some of the best nights of my life playing that game. I would play that game and eat a bag of Twizzlers, red Twizzlers. I just eat them all night, the stringy kind, and play and play and play. And I got really lost in that world. But I'd say Final Fantasy 1 really did it for me too. Back when I got a Nintendo and Final Fantasy came out, I mean, I never seen anything like that. I would race home from school to play it. And I remember when I beat Garland, or the final boss Chaos. I remember taking a picture, had my mom take a picture on the snap, the the cameras you had to wind the film, because I was so proud of beating it. And I just, yeah, that game meant so much to me. So Final Fantasy 3 was cool. My brother likes that game a little bit more than I do, but it was fun. Yeah, it's just Final Fantasy 7 was, I mean, the shock of that game, what happens in it. I never saw that kind of character death, really. I mean, Phantasy Star 2 sort of had that with their one character, but I just never saw it played out like it did in that game, and it was just so amazing. And but the only thing I didn't like about Final Fantasy 7 and a lot of the Final Fantasies in general is the steampunk thing, which is probably why 3 doesn't quite gel as much with me. I like old school games like Dragon Quest. Like, actually, I was, to be honest with you, I'm more of a fan. This is gonna blow your mind. More of a fan of Ultima, like Ultima Exodus for the Nintendo, and Quest of the Avatar. Like, Ultima Exodus was the very first game I ever bought with money for the Nintendo, and even though that game is pretty simple, it just opened up my mind to all the things you can do with the game, And then Dragon Warrior 3 is probably my favorite game of all time as far as those type of games go. Then I'd probably have to say Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda Link to the Past for the Super NES, the regular Legend of Zelda, and then Super Metroid. Those are like games I want to die playing, because those games are all just beyond great. I've never actually played Final Fantasy X. I've never played anything past Final Fantasy 8. Just never had time. I got into this world right around that time. Exactly, Sven. It's so basic, but it's great. Nope, never liked Earthbound. I like my stories in fantasy worlds, not in modern day world. Although I am writing a story that's kind of fantasy in modern day, but not quite Earthbound. But I have massive respect for Earthbound and people that like Earthbound, because it was so innovative and creative. I like anything creative, I respect it. But for me to love it and support it and like want to be around it, yeah, I would say like Ultima Exodus actually did it for me, and that's about as basic as you can get. But I just remember just playing that game for hours and hours and hours and not getting anywhere, and wondering what the fuck I was supposed to do. But somehow that made it all the more interesting when I go to a town and find something new for the first time. I couldn't go online and look. There wasn't online back then, and the manual didn't really tell you anything. So, I mean, it did, but it didn't. But like, just the wonder of that was just amazing. So, Ultimate first game months. Very cool, Julio. Very, very, very fucking cool. The False Prophet. Yeah, never played. I've only played 2 Ultimate games: Ultimate Exodus, Ultimate Quest of the Avatar. Never had an interest in any of the other ones. But again, Richard Garriott is a genius. I love what he's done. He has a big passion for it too. There was a Netflix doc about like role playing games, and I think they interviewed him or something about it. And or he was on some interview, and he's such a nerd. He's like such an otaku. And I'm like, oh, I like this guy. Like he seems like the type of dude that, like, as famous as he is, he would come to your place and sit down and play a game of Dungeons and Dragons with you. He wouldn't care how famous you were or anything like that. And he'd probably wear armor to the table. That's how cool that guy seems to me. Space otaku. I didn't know that. So he's really all about space, eh? Very cool. I just like the fact that in Ultimate Exodus, you can go fucking fight the king in like the main thing, and you can't kill him. You try, but you can't. I thought it was so crazy. You're right, Julio. This is alter ego. I thought it was so crazy that I could literally walk up to a king in a city and be like, "Yo, let's fight." And he's like, "All right," and you can't kill him. You can't kill him. It's so amazing. I did not know his dad was an astronaut. I don't really like anything space centered, although Phantasy Star was pretty cool. Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4 were amazing. 1 was probably ridiculously ahead of its time, but 2 blew everything away. I want to manage a dungeon. This dude, Garriott, he's got to be my friend, man. He tried to sell vials of his blood. This guy is such an otaku. Do any of you guys know him? Tell him to DM me. I have to talk to this guy. He sounds like such a creative nerd, and I mean that in the good way, the nerd, the positive nerd thing. Although lately it seems like it's cool to be a nerd, but I'm just saying, like, I like people like that. That guy, his story, like, you know, what little I know he tried to sell the Ultimas in some like computer shop and people actually started buying it. Talk about amazing. Talk about amazing. Phantasy Star 2 is hard to get going, but once you get going with it, Adam, oh my god, that story kicks in a pretty cool overdrive and it gets to be a lot of fun. There's a crazy thing that happens in the middle that kind of like resets the game's course, and it's just like, oh shit. And Final Fantasy 7 sort of did the same exact thing, but I don't know who was first, Phantasy Star 2 or Final Fantasy 7 with that, but no spoilers. I don't want to spoil it. It's been around for like what 30 years. I'm saying no spoilers. Sorry. Yeah, no. Games are my soft spot. Like I kind of want to get a shirt that has like the Super Metroid on it, and I kind of want to get like a shirt that has like the Dragon Warrior characters and you know stuff like that. Like one of Miho's earliest fans, he came to the show and he was wearing like a Dragon Quest shirt that had all like the slime, like metal slimes and stuff. It was so great. Wow, that's amazing. Did not know that. I know some of his story. Like I said, I know the part where he's trying to sell stuff, like in the store, and he got that sold. I played the remake. Is the remake of Final Fantasy VII any good? You said it goes off a different direction, in a good way or a bad way? Because I didn't even know they made a remake. I kind of heard something about it, but I didn't know it actually happened. Interesting. I don't even know why you need to remake something like that. It's a classic. Like, why? What? Just leave it the fuck alone. Really? Oh, that's funny. It's good. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Nick's a pro at games. So is Sven. So if you guys are saying that it's not bad, then, huh, huh. What's that for? Final Fantasy VII remake. What system is it on? Is it on PlayStation or something else? Sounds really fun. I wish I had time to sit and play games. I really wish I did. Cause like I said, that's my retirement plan. Like when I'm it's on the PC also. I didn't know that. Oh wait, it's in parts? Ah, interesting. Of course it's not in the Macintosh. Why would it be? Although I don't have a Mac, I'm a PC guy. I have an iPhone. I definitely support like all their mobile stuff, but absolutely cannot get into the Mac in any way, shape, or form. Oh, so how many parts are right now? One or two? I didn't realize that. That's very cool though. Like, cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. Ah, well, that's kind of early in the game though, isn't it? Jesus. Because if I'm not mistaken, they leave. It's Shinra, right? Just for the second was announced. Interesting. Wow. So they're gonna treat it like the Marvel universe. Just put out one every couple years. Interesting. If that's what you're into. I mean, again, I don't really know why you need to fuck with it when it's an amazing story already. But if they want to do something different with it, that might be like as long as they're not like totally remaking it. Like I guess they're doing something new. That could be a cool play on nostalgia. See, that's what I mean. It's like when I think about like AKB and oh, we'll see you later, Julio. I'm about getting to the point where I have to go too, unless anybody else has any other questions. But it is good to hear from you. And as always, Julio, thank you. Thank you for supporting with the bromides. I appreciate you buying the bromides for July. That was really cool. All of you guys that are on here that bought them, thank you. And again, thank you for supporting like you do. Very cool. Ah, that's why. Interesting. Interesting. Um, take good care of yourself, Julio. Yeah, no, like oh, interesting. For me, it's like if you're gonna make like something like a song, and like I said, you've been around forever, and people are used to hearing a certain sound. You have to do either something completely brand new, or something that really plays off what you've done before, and do it in such a way that you're invoking nostalgia memory. And I think either one is okay. They're one's more of a risk than the other. Obviously, if you're just doing like nostalgia type stuff, like Polygon Wave, for example, Perfume, that's a nostalgia play. Like of course, people like me are gonna like it because you're tapping into the Triangle era when they were like at their height of creativity, and so Polygon Wave's gonna work for me. But if they try to do something completely different, I'm talking about Perfume. If somebody's gonna do something, they're gonna do something completely different that I've never heard before. Then it could work. Maybe there's a 50-50 maybe on that. Um, if it goes in a good direction, then great. But that's hard to do. Reinvention almost never works. It seems. I mean, it does, but it just seems like it doesn't. Getting back to the game conversation though, yeah, for me, I'm a retro kid. I don't know if you guys know this, but one of them, like, I have a couple goals in my life. My first goal is obviously to keep supporting the idols I'm producing and helping their careers go as far as they can, and also help all the idols I'm working with to do whatever they need to do and be a tool for them to get to make those things happen. I have a passion for that. I also want to make photo books with some of these idols I really like, but that's kind of slowed down just because ideas. Um, I have Miho's second photo book ready to go. It's just a matter of scheduling it. I have all the stuff for it, but there are definitely some more idols I really want to make photo books with, but money. You got to have a lot of money to do that. So those are some of my goals. Obviously, I want to do foreign tours. I want to just do stuff in this music space. I'd like to be on the stage and play again at some point, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But that's okay if I don't. I'm living vicariously through like Miho, Hana, and Kasame, and all these idols I work with. So that's good enough for me right now. I've been writing novels. I have, 6 that I'm writing. One has been going for a long time. The other one on and off, but I've been picking it up. I want to get those novels finished, and then the other thing I really want to do is I want to make a video game. I want to make an old school RPG, 8 or 16-bit video game, and the catch is this: I have a good story for it. As a storyteller, I got a crazy story that I don't quite think I've seen done. Now, there's a lot of indie games out there that maybe that's not the case. I'm not completely well versed on all the games out there, and I don't really care if it's been done or not. I mean, I do, but like, I think my twist on it is going to be interesting. I hope people will think that. But I want to make a game, but the key with my game is like anybody can join your party, and like you can go into a town, and like if you want like somebody who's doing their little programmed L around a water fountain to join you, they can join you, and then you can check their weapons and their inventory, and they might have like a crazy weapon for you. And that there's gonna be mechanics like that, but the idea is I want to put it on a game system of today, so that like back in the day, my biggest complaint about the games is that there wasn't enough of it. I beat the game. I want this game to go on for, a year. Like you'd have to play 8,000-9,000 hours in order to beat it. Like there'd be thousands of characters, thousands of monsters, thousands of places to go. Maybe not so many thousands, but definitely there'd be all this stuff, and then there'd be a core story too. And it would just be this big, massive world. And I have it. I have it. Like I was starting to look at gaming code. That's another rabbit hole though. Like I'm already down one. I can't fall down two. But I've been watching YouTube videos. Like again, like when I need a break from all this and I'm like on the train, I don't want to think about anything. I'll watch like how to code, RPG retro games or something. Like RPG Maker keeps coming up, but that looks a little limiting. So Unity, stuff like that. I'm just trying to look into coding and stuff. Because I've coded websites, so I mean, how much different can it kind of be? I mean, I know it's different. I'm not diminishing code at all. Code is so crazy depending on what you're doing, and I'm definitely not like a great coder or anything. But the thing is, I have a great story, I feel, and I really want to do, yeah, like, yeah, Suikoden, man. Like Suikoden got it right. I would love to do something like that, but there'd be like a free world play like Ultima, but it just would keep going, and like just like Ultima, like Exodus, you could go join the main story when you wanted. It wouldn't be so Final Fantasy driven where you're in each section of the story and you're stuck there. But the world would move in time. Like I thought it'd be cool to have like a time element too. You would definitely be able to recruit a lot of characters. But the cool thing would be, I think the mechanic would be based on your charisma. So like if your charisma was really low, not everyone's going to join you just because you want them to join you. Like you'd have to reach certain levels of experience before certain characters would join you in the world. So that could make it even more interesting. where, you know, you just don't go up to somebody, hey, join me, check out what they got. Oh, I don't like you, get rid of them. You'd have to really kind of work towards getting certain characters to join you. And then I was also thinking it'd be cool to have the monsters you face join you, but then I thought that might get a little hard because I don't think towns and villages would want you to bring in monsters into their places. And I know that might be overthinking it for an 8-bit game, but I do kind of want to keep it a little bit logic based, you know, not too much, because then that's my biggest complaint about games today. My biggest number one complaint above anything else. They're getting too real. They look too real. The graphics, I feel like I'm watching a movie. I don't feel like I'm playing a game anymore. And so I want to go way back to when it looked like a fucking game. And I felt like it was a game and I still could transport in it. Like playing The Legend of Zelda, the first one, to this day, people might say that Legend of Zelda, the first one, hasn't aged well. I highly disagree. I think it's aged perfectly because everybody now has made Zelda look like he's a living human being with sweat coming off him, and they forget what made Zelda fun in the first place was the exploration component, you know? So, oh, you did that? Sven, you know how to do. Wow, that's awesome. Me and you, man, we should make the game, dude. Like, I think me and you would crush it with that. That's cool. I gotta talk with you. We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about. I'm curious how you did it, but that would be cool. Are you talking about you did it like a game, like an actual game you can play, or are you talking about like role playing, as in like pen and paper and multi-sided dice? Persona. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I like that idea too. Where, like, let's say you go to a city, and there's like some interesting character who like you want to join because they have some crazy story, and you know they're gonna help you, but they're not gonna join you until you reach like level 30, and like, you know, you finally go back and he finally does, and you're like, oh my god, this person joined me, and they're like super powerful. They help you. That'd be great. Zelda Super Nintendo graphic. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds awesome. I wanna check it out. God, Sven is such a genius. Um, like I really, those are my goals in life. And then after, if I can get all this accomplished and I die, I'm a happy guy. Like I think I will have done what I need to do on this planet. I like entertaining people. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do is entertain people, help them and entertain them. And so as long as I can do that until my end days. I mean, there's two types of people in the world. There are producers and consumers. Right now I'm on producing mode, but I'd like to switch to consumer when I've done enough producing. And occasionally I do consume. I mean, obviously I watch stuff, and you know, I'm not 100% producing because I think if you do too much of one thing, it's never going to be a good thing, I think. But I'm definitely not consuming any much anymore. And also, I like to produce stuff and watch others consume. Like I get joy out of that. Like I'm the type of person, like if we watch a movie together and I've seen the movie and you haven't, I get way more joy out of that than if we both haven't seen it, because I'm watching your reaction. And if you have like a really good reaction, I get so happy and excited. Like, oh, they like it, they like it, and I just get really, really pumped about like your reaction. And that's more joyful for me. Like I live vicariously through others, and so I like being a producer, and like I almost feel like like I made the movie we're watching. As weird as that sounds. So I like making stuff like Miho's songs, for example. Me and the people that wrote those songs, and I should say they did all the heavy lifting. I just told them what to do. I'm the one that you know told them get to work. And but I still feel like I should take credit because I definitely produced it. But I get so much joy out of your guys' comments. Like, what do you guys think about these songs? And if it's affected you, are you listening to them? Do these girls, like, is something hitting you here? You know, Miho's song Ito is so deeply personal. And she talked about that on the live stream. You know, her dad died last year. And so having Daison from Zeroski be her father's voice, like, she can barely keep the tears in when she played that on Saturdays. So, you know, there's just a lot there that transcends Idol, and if you guys get something out of that, I'm happy about that. You know, I'm really happy about that. So, you know, that's why I do what I do. But definitely want to be a consumer too. I'm definitely a consumer of food. That's why my cheeks are big now. Sven, that's great to hear, man. And please keep looping it. Please keep playing it. We worked so hard on that album. And the new songs are coming along great, by the way. Miho's new song that has a bit of Mars Volta in it. Kalen actually did the vocal line for it recently. He just sent me the demo 2 nights ago. It is fucking amazing, and it's unbelievable. So the new song, we're coming right out of the gate swinging with even another song that's gonna blow, I think, people away. This Kaylin nailed that vocal line. The chorus is so catchy. It loops in your player that much? Wow, thank you. I can't wait to get this all to you guys. So believe me, I will be doing that here as soon as possible. That's wonderful, dude. That's awesome. Seriously, thank you so much. It's incredible. It's humbling. Damn. Honestly, I feel like that's why I do this, is for comments like that, son, because we worked so hard on that. Miho worked her ass off on it. And so did, Scott and Kaylin and Will and everybody at the studio. Everybody had to deal with me like really cracking the whip on them and not liking me and getting into fights with me because I pushed them so much. But I think the end result was nothing short of a genius album that I think it's not necessarily idol, it's not necessarily artist, it's somewhere in between. And that's a good space to be in, I think. It's something new. And I'd rather do something new than something old and repeated. Even if that old and repeated thing would guarantee me sales and everything else. I mean, honestly, if that was my goal, I would get some super cute couple idol girls. I'd write generic idol songs, and I'm sure I can make them have some kind of attraction here. And but I'm just not interested in that. I'm interested in doing something new and fun. So Sven worked his butt off on this, man. I didn't know if you wanted me to say that or not, Sven. Sorry, otherwise I would have mentioned it. But if you don't mind me telling people, Sven worked on all of this. He worked on the CD design. He worked, or like the artwork as far as like the layouts, and then he did all the MP3 stuff. So when you guys get the MP3 sets, you guys will be getting all of Sven's hard work. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know if you want me to mention it. Yeah, I was lucky enough to have Sven in my corner. He's also helping with Kasame's album too. Same thing. So, which I'll be releasing, I think, on Friday, as long as something happens that needs to happen, which I'm waiting on. But yeah, so Sven, thank you. Well, actually, thank all of you for your support. But some of you guys have definitely went to bat. I mean, Sven, I had to make poor Sven put Mio's fucking lyrics in like the tiniest font. About you guys are gonna need like a magnifying glass to read them because we couldn't fit them all in. Of course, Sven wanted me to do the rational thing, which was to get more pages. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't got any money. And he's like, I can't do this, but he did. He made it work. It actually doesn't look that bad. You got to have 20. You have to have 100 vision, but it's there. But it looks great, actually. I'm very happy with the CD. It's very very beautiful. Miho came up with this idea, this design. She is the one side and you guys are the other, like the sun and the moon, the mixing. You guys are her sun, she's the moon, or whatever. I don't know what it is, and that's her life. So, but then if you guys can kind of see, I don't know if you can or not, look how small those lyrics are. Like, those are insanely small lyrics. Thank you, Sven, for that. And then Miho did the back cover, which it has Miho drew this hand reaching for the stars, and then all the credits and the track listing. Kasame was even more difficult. We had to do more pages with her. So I actually have her CDs. I haven't unboxed them yet out of their case, so I am curious to see that. So, but that'll be coming very, very, very soon because Kasame's CD release event will be here in no time. So, and that's the next big thing I got on the checklist of things to do is Miho's. Well, first is Miho's. I gotta still keep promoting this album and still get it out there. But the next big thing is Kasame's CD release event next month. That's the next big thing. I have Space Cubes live that Miho's putting on for Senmetsu Dystopia, Diablo Boy, Irahani, and Hana, and Mimiyu. Thank you, Nick. Yes, I'm looking forward to all of you getting it. But I have all that coming up, and then Miho's second photo book, but that probably won't happen till the fall just because plans and other things. I have another big announcement that may or may not happen this year. It's fucking huge. The biggest thing ever. Miho's online Checky session in August. She's coming back to do online Checky. She's taken off. She took off a couple months here as a break She won't be doing one next month, but in August she's gonna come back with a crazy Checky session. Hana's Checky session will be coming up. Okinawa Electric Side Girls is my next artist or idol Checky session. That's coming up in a couple weeks, guys, and she's basically sold nothing. So please get on that. If you haven't picked up your Side-chan Checky, please get that. I got several idols that want to do Checky sessions though coming up. So you guys are gonna be stretched a little thin on that one, but next couple months those will be kind of the big focal points. And of course Kasami's album. And then I have some new groups coming. Obviously, Senmetsu no Dystopia will be getting put on Idol Underworld as soon as I have a chance to put them up. And then, of course, the big news today, Michelle's group, X Necroma, Michelle and Roku-chan, they are coming to Idol Underworld on Friday. And Devil's Debbie Kiddu will be there, and you'll be able to buy merch from them. So those are all big things. So thank you, Sven. Yeah, I'll be reminding everybody. I mean, I haven't really promoted Saya's stuff quite yet. I'm still recovering from this weekend trying to get stuff done because it was like Miho had her CD release event, she had a live event at Cuba Colors, and we had Emo PP's final live tonight. There was just boom, 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 boom. There's like no time for anything. So it's been a little rough as far as that goes. But anyways, that's all I got. If you guys have anything else for me, hit me up right now before I sign off. So any questions you have, if you have more questions, I'm happy to stay on and keep talking. But if not, I'll be letting you guys go. And like I said, please keep an eye out this Friday at some point when I will have all of this stuff up. I might have it up sooner, some of this stuff. I will definitely have some new merch up, I think, here real soon. The next 2 days I'm gonna be kind of really offline and not really busy with stuff. So Friday I'll be back on that. Definitely get behind Kosame's crowdfunding once I throw it up, and definitely get on to Sayachan's Checky session. And like I said, I do have I have like 4 or 5 groups that want to do Checky sessions all in the next couple months. I apologize. I don't like to overdo stuff like that. But they just all begged me to do it, and so you guys can hopefully will support that as much as you will. Like I said, my goal is always about 80 Checky per group or whatever, and then I at least break even. So I hope that'll happen. I think with one of them, there won't be an issue. Michelle's group will probably end up doing an online Checky session as well here eventually, but small baby steps with them, I think, right now. Yeah, that's a great question, actually. It's something I wanted to talk about. So, yeah, there is still no news with Japan Post. They are just being incredibly ridiculous. Hold on, let me just check. Oh, I check every single day, and then it figures the day I forget, they always say something, but hold on. Yep, their last update was June 9th, and it wasn't a good update. So, here's the thing. Some places can get stuff, mostly like Korea can get stuff. There are some places that still are getting packages. Virtually nowhere in Europe is getting anything. Obviously, nowhere in Australia, nowhere in America, or North America. Surface is a problem. Surface is a big problem for 2 reasons. One, actually, a lot of places don't offer Surface. JP Post, some countries I thought would offer Surface, they don't. Number 2, I don't trust Surface at all. Surface, you're talking months of handling your package. By the time you get it, I'd have to package and bubble that up. Ridiculous. So I just don't do Surface. I just don't want to, won't do it. I'm just scared to death of that getting lost. That being said, Tenso. Use Tenso. Tenso doesn't use JP Post, or if they have something worked out, people are getting their stuff pretty fucking fast with Tenso. And yes, I know it's more of a cost for you, but this is the only way you're going to be able to get stuff right now until JP Post gets their head out of their ass and realizes that the world has moved on and they need to move on too. Although I don't know how much of that is JP Post's fault. It could be the other countries not accepting. I don't really know what the deal is. I don't work for them. But for now, this is the longest they've been closed, I think. But they will open. They have to reopen because I don't see how you can just say fuck it to shipping internationally. I mean, it just seems crazy to me. So playing the waiting game. But if you got Tenso, you'll get your stuff. Mostly. FedEx, DHL are not options. I will not use them for two reasons. One, I don't trust DHL either. DHL gave me a massive problem with stuff coming here. I don't want you guys to have massive problems with you get stuff out there. And also, to go to the DHL office here, it is a pain in my ass. It doesn't work like you're thinking. It's not as easy as it is overseas, not by a long stretch. And on top of that, for the amount of money you're going to have to pay for me to raise my prices to DHL level, you might as well just get Tenso because it's going to be more, actually. So FedEx and DHL, my prices are going to go skyrocket. You're going to be paying $35 for a fucking checky. Do you really want to do that? Use Tenso. Get all your stuff shipped there at once, then do your order to you. That's the best thing you can do at this point. So I'm encouraging every single person to get a Tenso account and do that. Yeah, I mean, I just do not trust DHL. FedEx, I don't have a problem with, but again, it's just pricing. And again, I can't just walk into a FedEx office here. It's not that easy. It's paperwork. Japan loves their paperwork. I hate their paperwork. Paperwork is a great chance for them to fuck up because guess what? They don't read English as well as you might think. So I don't want there to be any issues, any problems. Tenso's easy. You give me the Japanese address, or you can even give it to me in English because they have staff there that obviously know English. And boom, 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 you get it. Boom, done. Yeah, I'm just not doing DHL or FedEx. And Surface Mail, I don't trust. By the time you get your package, it's gonna look like it's been through, a war. Like I'm just like, why even do that? And also, I mean, how many times packages go lost? You want your packages to spend as least amount of time as possible in the hands of a post office worker. Just that's basic science. You do not want all these people handling your packages because by the time it gets to you, you got to think some of this stuff, they're photo books, CDs, sometimes fragile, even more fragile items like acrylic stands. You want that to really be on a boat for months and then getting lost maybe on the boat and thrown around. I mean, you see how people throw luggage and shit. At least with the JP Post, there seems to be a pretty good line of when it gets to you, it doesn't look like it's been through as many wars as it would have if it went through Surface. And then also, I just don't trust it. I've had stuff lost through Surface Mail, and I'm just not going to do it. So JP Post, small packet air, that's what I do. That's what I will only do. The only exception is if you are a longtime buyer and you have bought piles and piles and piles of stuff, and you want me to use Yamato Transport. Now, I can use Yamato. Yamato is good about shipping just about anywhere in the world. However, they're also pretty shitty about certain things. They've given me so many problems about little things. For example, the type of fabric used in a t-shirt. There's certain types that they won't ship. I try to ship a pin, a pin with a clip, like a pin, that you pin on. They said that would be considered a dangerous weapon. And then I told them ship it anyways, and then there was no problem. So they try to give you a bunch of shit, and it's insane. It's absolutely batshit insane what I have to go through to go to Yamato. Also, it's like $55 for a little box, and it only gets more from there. I can do Yamato, but A, I might not be able to ship everything because, like I said, they don't accept everything. And B, it's a pain in my butt to do because filling out that paperwork, they're fairly good about that, but they also fuck up. I shipped something to Australia, and there was one thing that I missed on there, and it got lost in customs forever. Finally came back, and it was all because one line wasn't filled out that the fucking worker at Yamato should have saw when they were looking through it to make sure I had everything filled out, and they missed it too. Do you really? It's just JP Post is so simple. Boom, here, thank you. I go to the same post office. They know me by name. I don't even have to think about it. I give it to them. They take it. It's done. It's good. Very rarely do they ever lose anything. The worst that happens is it comes back to me because some idiot shipped something to me because they thought that was the address instead of your address. But even now, that's almost impossible because of the customs forms I got to print out, which is a pain in my ass. But that custom form is pretty basic also. So, you have to have it for everything. Thank you, Sven. You're very kind to say that. And yeah, I mean, customs are crazy, but that's a whole other thing. who did you order Checkies from, Adam? Are you talking about me? Because you're definitely not getting them anytime soon, unless you have Tenso. Like you'll be getting them whenever JP Post opens, which I'm saying not anytime soon. They could post tomorrow that they're accepting packages now. I don't know. They don't tell anybody, but I also don't want to rely on that. So I'll just say this: I got 357 orders in the other room waiting to go out. I mean, I just, and yeah, I packed the shit out of everything because I don't want there to be anything broke or fucked up. Oh, Adam, yeah, it's months. You're looking at months maybe, and I'm sorry about that. That doesn't mean you still shouldn't order. Please keep ordering because I can't keep the doors open if you don't. But just understand that I literally can't do anything until JP Post opens up, or if you get a Tenso. If you get a Tenso, it's shipped. I'll ship you as soon as I can. Although some of you have made requests for me to ship a bunch of your items at the same time using Tenso, and I have no problem with that. I usually combine orders anyway, because that helps me, and I use that extra shipping money you spent to buy like all the shipping material because it's very expensive to buy to buy one roll of tape. Here, let me just show you something. Hold on, let me show you this. This tiny roll of tape is like almost $2. Okay, and I go through like massive amounts of these every single time I do shipping. Because, as you guys know, I tape the shit out of everything because I'm not trying to have anything get ripped or destroyed or messed up. Some of the stuff I send you, you can't replace it. So, yeah, totally. Open up a Tenso, send it, you get your stuff. And the smart thing to do is pile up the stuff and then do one shipping to you. From what I understand, that's how people at Tenso get the most out of the value because it does cost money to have your Tenso account. But they have been rock solid when it comes to getting all my stuff out to people that have Tenso. And yes, I know it sucks and you have to pay more and that's garbage, but it's either that or wait until JP Post opens up. Because I got to be safe too. I've had too much shit come back to me, and JP Post, screwed me too. When I got a bunch of orders off the day before they said they weren't going to accept orders, and they all came back to me. I got packages that I lost so much money on the shipping because of that. And thankfully, I was able to get some of it refunded, but not all of it. So, I just, the shipping here is again third world. It just you would think it would be top notch, good quality, and I don't know, but Tenso seems to be on the right track. So, I will do my best for that. Yeah, very cool. Sucks about 8-Bit Brain, man. Really wanted to sell their stuff on Idle Underworld, but you know how that goes. I used Tenso already to buy Kuno. Yeah, Legendary. Oh, was that a Gravure book, actually? I thought she only did a little bit of Gravure in that. That's interesting. Huh, didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, Tenso's great. If you got Tenso, use it. You'll get your stuff. And because I have no problem. Like, I'm pretty good about shipping stuff out on time or as close to on time as I can make it. And I'm always updating you guys on Idle Underworld's Facebook page or yeah, please. I'm curious if I really thought that was just a normal book. Hi, Julio. I guess I am back. I guess I am still here. No, I was gonna say, having a Tenso account really, it just eliminates this whole discussion about when JP Post is gonna open up, and usually I'll send you an email or a message letting you guys know, hey, I shipped this many orders. I like to announce when I'm shipping because it seems so rare these days that I do, but I know some of you have a couple Tenso packages that I haven't shipped yet, but that's because I don't have Miho CD. Some of them, you have Tenso, you guys bought Miho CD, but she hasn't even signed them yet. So once she gets signing everything, like I have, hold on, I have, like this is basically my printout sheet of everybody who bought Miho CD and what they get. So, this will be very, very helpful to me in, going boom, 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 boom down the line and making sure you guys get stuff once I have everything from Miho. So she just, like I said, she had 3 shows in like 4 days. So she needs a little break. So I got to give her that, but I'll see her soon. Whenever I see her, we have a plan to take a day or two and like really just knock everything out. Sorry. But Hana also, for Hana's fan club, we have some stuff we have to do for that too. So, and also Hana CD, I don't have anything signed from her yet. Hana's been insanely busy, so I will be getting all of that as soon as I can, and then once I get stuff, from them, all those packages that can go out will go out. But if you did order the 5,000 tier above for Miho's CD, you'll get the MP3s probably tonight. I don't know. When I get off this, I'll think about sending them if I have a moment. And if definitely not now, I can send them by Friday, no problem. That's not an issue at all for me to do. So I'll just make a little note that I sent it, and then we're good to go. Yeah, but I think that's all I got. Unless you guys, again, if you have any more questions, let me know. If not, I'm gonna get off. So I got to get back to work. It's like 2:30, and I have a bunch of stuff to do. And then tomorrow morning, I have so much stuff to get working on. But I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you guys are all doing great. And I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out. I hope you guys are happy that Michelle's group is coming to Idol Underworld. Maybe you could drop her a line on Twitter and tell her you're excited about them coming to Idol Underworld, and let them know that you're looking forward to buying all their stuff and get it up on Idol Underworld fast. And I will do my best to do that. I think there is the feeling that I will be working with them as Checky staff here. And so that'll give me a lot of access to them regularly. So I think that will work really well to make the merch flow be consistent instead of I get a bunch and I don't hear from them forever. So we'll see. It's a brand new thing. I just met their producer today and met Michelle for the first time in like 2 years today. So everything feels very good, very positive. So I feel good about it, but we'll see how it plays out. So, but starting on Friday, I'll be selling the acrylic stands as pre-order. So be on the lookout for those. The acrylic stands are really adorable and cool. So let's do that. And then, yeah, I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys have a great night. And thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night and take care. And thanks for hanging out with me for, well, Jesus, 2.5 hours. Awesome. Went by like nothing. And any other questions, anything else, you hit me up. Facebook, hit me up. Private message, line ID, Twitter, whatever you got. Hit me up. Happy to answer anything. Yes, please, Adam. Definitely drop me that. And you too, Nick. And you guys definitely, if you're working, enjoy your work. If you're eating something, eat something really delicious. I'm gonna go get something to eat because I just got back from Emo PP's Final Live. I haven't eaten anything, so I'm very hungry. So, all right, Paul, good to see you too. Good to see you, Julio, Nick, Adam, Dino, Sven, Mario, Frozen, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye bye.